Community College, members-owned credit union, Doane University, Sunbelt Rentals, NDOT Highway Safety Office, and Play It Again Sports. Now, calling all the action, here's Nick Sainert and Jay Foreman.
Week 2 here at Seacrest Field High School football coming your way here shortly on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. We welcome you from Seacrest Field. Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman sitting next to me. Jay, we've been spending a lot of time together these last couple of days with pregame, postgame, and now high school football. Yeah. But it's a good thing that we get a couple days break after tonight.
Yeah, man, I wouldn't say that we need a break because of not like being around each other, but to save the voices in our beautiful voices that they get to hear on the airwaves.
Darn
you know, we got to make sure that we get some rest and recovery. But, you know, the one thing I was thinking about driving over here, Nick, is that, you know, the first 2 games, you know, have been relatively obviously blowouts. But this is I don't want to even say cross-town rival, right, where you think of, like, it's not too far. These are a lot of kids that grew up playing with each other in Lincoln Youth football. The high schools are in pretty close proximity. You got Lincoln Southeast versus East. So it's going to be, you know, well, we're going to assume it's going to be very competitive and a pretty physical game. And one thing that's going to be a unique, I guess, something that we need to keep track of is the temperatures went a little bit lower, and then they're back up high, a little bit humid tonight, not too windy. But the East team is in the sun. And Southeast with the black uniforms is right now covered by the shade. So, again, early in the season, cramping, hydration, and also with the way that the sun is setting, does it affect the punt and kick returners as well? And do you, as a coach, adjust your game plan to deal with the elements?
We're a little over 10 minutes away from kickoff. As Jay said, it's Lincoln Southeast versus Lincoln East. The Spartans going up against the Knights. The Spartans are the visiting team here in the matchup this evening. This is the Next Ag Appraisal and Realty pregame show. If you're looking to buy or sell farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa, or Missouri, give Ethan Sorensen a call today or visit them at nextagrealestate.com. All right, Jay, so let's go ahead and start with this one with the Lincoln East Spartans. All right, they're coming off of a loss. Both these teams, in fact, are coming off of a Week 1 loss. The Spartans specifically lost 41-28 last week on the road out west in Kearney, Nebraska. They had to endure not only a late start out in Kearney to try to weather or, you know, get a little bit of cooler temperature, but also they had a 30-minute lightning delay in the middle of the game.
Yeah.
Before the lightning delay, Lincoln East was up 28-27 over the Bearcats. After the lightning delay, the Bearcats came storming back, scored 14 unanswered, and ended up winning 41-28.
Yeah, and that's a perfect example of home field advantage. And you know, look, it's a little bit long of a travel day out there. You know, you get your body going, you got the lead, you have momentum of the game. Then there's lightning delay, and then you just can never get started again. And the travel affects a team like, you know, Lincoln East going out to Kearney. Yeah. And, you know what a really good example of it is San Francisco 49ers against the Baltimore Ravens. San Francisco is pretty much has his hands on the Super Bowl trophy. The lights go out in Atlanta, come back out. The Ravens take over the game. Now that San Francisco made a late run, but the game wasn't even close up to that point, momentum-wise. But then also San Francisco had the lead going in before the lights went out. So, look, Kearney has been a thorn in the East the football team side the last 2 years. I think they really were focused on, you know, righting the wrong. It'll be interesting to see how they bounce back because you have to evaluate how you came out of a break, right? Yeah. Or something like that. And how you adjust, you know, going forward. And then where you have Southeast that went up to Elkhorn South and just got obliterated. Yeah. And dominated. And how do you come back from that? Two different situations of coming back after losses, both of them tough, but mentally it's different. One was in control, one you didn't have not a chance. And then again, you know, you got to think last year, you know, with the game, a competitive game against Lincoln East and Southeast last year, right here on this field. One of the first games we called, I think it was week 2 last year. And so, look, this is going to – and plus, look, it's not just bragging rights. Getting the first win in the season is huge. Yeah. And because you never want to start 0-2. You got 2 teams 0-1, 2 teams that were ranked, I think, preseason. Definitely going to be a competitive physical game the coaching adjustments by the head coaches or the coaching staffs, I think is going to show early and often, whoever does a better job adjusting to each other.
The head coach for the Spartans, John Gingery, he's been here as a staple for Lincoln East football. He's going to send his normal quarterback as usual out there, and that's Jeter Worthy. Now, last year in our first game that we called right here at Seacrest between Lincoln East and Kearney, Jeter Worthy, known for his baseball skills, committed to Michigan, obviously helped Lincoln East win a state title back in the spring. You heard that on 93.7 The Ticket. Was unable to play for the Lincoln East baseball team in the Summer Legion World Series appearance. But here he is under center. Jay, we saw right before our very own eyes over the course of last year where he was not very comfortable in week one, fully won the job throughout the early parts of the year, and then towards the back half of the season, you could tell he was the starting quarterback.
Yeah, really we saw it was a maturation of really, remember the first game, they reluctantly put him in, and maybe there were some things going on where Malachi wanted one and another, but at the end of the day, he wasn't the starter, right?
Yeah.
And then when he got in, they started to run him a little bit more to settle him down. And then what was really cool about it is you saw him put one series together or two series together. Then you're like, oh man, he put 2 quarters together, and then by the end of the season, he was their best offensive option. He was very consistent in the run game, which I think helped and opened up for Dash Bauman. And then he was very consistent in how Gingery and their offense like to spread the ball around in their passing attack. Now he's coming in, all eyes on him. And, I think I envision him to pick up right where he started off when we saw him last time, as being a dominant player and definitely one of the better quarterbacks in the city, and one of the better players overall in the state. And obviously he's a great athlete on the baseball diamond as well.
Before we get to the other all-city quarterback selection from 2022 on the other side of the sideline, there's a guy in the backfield along with Jeter Worthy, and that's Dash Bauman.
Right.
Running back, committed to Wyoming. He's been kind of a workhorse for the Lincoln East Spartans the last few years. Obviously, they've had their other running backs that they've definitely featured. Hunter Epp is one of them. But now it's fully Dash Bauman and the Division I Wyoming football commits showing out.
Yeah, Dash Bauman is he's 6'3", 200 pounds. He's a running back, linebacker, a phenomenal athlete. As you see, he has great track prowess, and is a legitimate football player. He's not a track guy playing football. He's a football player that happens to be very dominant at track. He's going on to Wyoming where, Coach Craig Bolander and Coach Mike Grant always comes in and checks out the local Lincoln talent. And I think over the last 2 years, he's really taken off. And, you look at what Jeter Worthy and him, they kind of go neck and neck. And then obviously you can throw Caden Cheddock in there on the defensive side. But Dash Bauman, I think, is really taken off. And he's starting to get the, state recognition and stuff like that. Got the commitment out of the way. Now he can focus on having the best senior year on the football field. And I think he is going to play a big part in whether East pulls out the victory or they don't. Because I think once you get him going, I think it opens up the offense for the Lincoln East Spartans. And then on defense, he's always very active.
Couple minutes here left before we get things rolling here. Once again, this is the Next Ag Appraisal and Realty pregame show. If you're looking to buy or sell farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa, or Missouri, visit them at nextagrealestate.com. We're getting you ready for Lincoln Southeast and Lincoln East here from Seacrest Field. Now let's switch sides as we look at the Knights, right? They graduate one of their workhorses, one of their big guys up front, and Gunnar Gatula. Now he's playing down for Nebraska, actually making some waves on that offensive line for Donovan Raiola's group. But now here's what they got. Ryan Gatula, the head coach for the Knights. They're led by an all-city quarterback selection in 2022, and that's Owen Baxter.
Yeah, it's good. Owen Baxter got hurt in that thriller game up there against Gretna, going, score for score against Gretna. And they were anticipating his, obviously recovery, and he's recovered really well.
Yeah.
He started to take off incrementally, getting better throughout the season. I think they're going to try to allow him to throw the ball down the field more. And the one thing that's a little bit different for Lincoln Southeast, they had 2 really unique transfers in. Davion Williams and Donald DeFran Jr.
Yeah.
2 speed guys, both 6'1", great athletes, wide receiver DBs, and a youngster in Caden Logan. To go with Cash Butenbach, who is their workhorse. And then, obviously you got Johnson, the big offensive lineman. So Southeast, as much as East has some guys, Southeast reloaded and looks to try to maybe clinch that city title, even though you got your butt kicked the first week. Still, they feel they could be the most dominant team in the city of Lincoln.
There's a name that might be familiar for a lot of Husker fans on the opposite side of the ball for the Lincoln Southeast Knights, and that's Pierre Allen Jr. He's a younger guy now. So I believe he's a junior this year. Yes, a 6'3", 205-pound defensive end. He's going to cause problems if Lincoln East doesn't really focus on him when they're on offense.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal athlete. Obviously, his dad was a great player down at the university. But the one thing about Pierre Allen, he's been on varsity since he's a freshman. Yeah. But you've seen him taking not just one step better. He's 2 or 3 steps better every single year. And he can get to the quarterback. He can affect the run game of the opposing team. And he's a great athlete. So, look, it's a star-studded game here between both teams. East has their guys that are going to college. Southeast has their guys that are going to college. East has lineage. Southeast has lineage. 2 veteran coaches that know each other. Yep. I always say like this, Nick, this is the type of game, no fair dodging. We're here. You know me. I know you. Let's battle out and see who's the better team.
Once again, we are 5.5 minutes away or so from kickoff between Lincoln Southeast and Lincoln East here at Seacrest Field. It's a warm one, hot and humid. There is a little bit of breeze blowing from the south to the north end zone here at Seacrest Field. So we'll see how much that plays into the game here. It's going to get started in a little under 5 minutes now. Once again, this has been the Next Ag Appraisal and Realty pregame show. Give Ethan Sorensen a call today and visit them at nextagrealestate.com. Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman with you guys from Seacrest Field. We'll pause as we get the teams back out on the field, and we'll have a national anthem here at Seacrest. But when we return, it's kickoff between the Knights and the Spartans right here on 93.7 The Ticket. Stretch, adjust, heal. At Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, we believe in the power of precise alignment. Our skilled chiropractors listen, understand, and treat your body's unique needs, offering a personalized pathway to peak performance. Don't let back pain knock you out of the game. Step into our clinic and walk out with a renewed strength. Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, pushing the boundaries of health and wellness. Treatment begins with you. Step back into life today.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
When it comes to tackling your fall projects, having the right equipment can make a huge difference. At Sunbelt Rentals, they have an extensive line of tools and equipment to help complete any job. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators for you tailgaters, and much more. Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln, or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, and they've scouted out the best Kawasaki side-by-side deals for you. Score up to $2,500 off the 2023 Kawasaki Teryx and up to $1,000 off Mule Pro FX and FXCs. Whether you want to handle the toughest task in a trusted, tried and true mule or looking to dominate adventure in a Teryx, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of Kawasaki side-by-sides in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down. Offer valid through 9/30/2023. Subject to change without notice. Offer available on approved purchases of select new unregistered Kawasaki vehicles. Model and year exclusions apply. Cannot be combined with promotional retail financing rates.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Discovery Days will give you the opportunity to experience SCC firsthand this fall. Discovery Days provide information about SCC's programs of study, how to pay for college, SCC support services, housing, activities, and more. A campus tour and lunch are provided. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nick Sander, Jay Foreman back with you from Seacrest Field as we get you ready for kickoff between Lincoln Southeast and Lincoln East. Week 2, game 3 of the year for us, Jay. And as we mentioned in the pregame show, both of the games the last 2 weeks have somewhat been blowouts. We expect this one to be quite a bit different.
No, this is going to be a competitive game. You got two teams that have a traditional success in their program, especially of recent history for them. And both of them are 0-1. Don't like how their season started. Both of them looking for their first victory, so you know it's going to be really, really competitive. And both coaches and the players all know each other. It's bragging rights, but then also you want to get back on the winning track. And it looks like Southeast is going to get the ball, so we're about to see what's popping right off the get-go.
Lincoln East will kick things off. They'll have the wind to their back as it's blowing from the south end zone towards the north end zone. About 90 degrees here at kickoff. Spartans in their white helmets, white jerseys, blue pants, and it's a blackout for the Lincoln Southeast Knights, as they are the designated home team here at Seacrest Field. Back for the Knights, an interesting and intriguing freshman, number 6, Caden Logan, a 5'7", 165-pound. He's listed as a running back and defensive back. Now,
Right.
Jay, I was talking to an assistant coach pregame as we're getting ready to kick things off. He's their fastest guy on their team.
Yeah, he's a real deal. I've been knowing about him for quite some time. He's a really established wrestler. Abdul Muhammad coached him in club football, so you know he's a tough kid, competitive kid, and he's a great young man. And he's made his mark on this Southeast football team. So, you know, you got Cash Butenbach, who's the workhorse and a great running back and athlete in his own right. And then you got a young guy in Caden here that's going to look to take over start next year.
So it's going to be Southeast as that kickoff went through the end zone for a touchback. It'll be Owen Baxter, a 5'10", 180-pound senior quarterback. He, in last week's loss, 35-7 to Elkhorn South on the road, went 9 of 18 through the air for 56 yards and 1 interception. As Jay talked about, Parker Watson and Cash Butenbach, the two running backs to really watch here in this one for Lincoln Southeast, as they'll come out in an I formation, toss out to the left side. Here's Butenbach, and he's going to get wrapped up and taken down for a loss as a swarm of Spartan defenders take him down all the way back at the 14-yard line, loss of 6.
It was a good job there by Caden Butenbach there, setting the edge, getting off and making plays. One thing about the East Spartans, look, from when Noah Walters was here and they had the record-setting, not only quarterback but offense, you think the East Spartans, you think of offense. Well, last year, the defense was pretty good last year. They have a lot of guys coming back, and they feel like they match up well against these Southeast Knights.
So Cash Butenbach will be the lone back in the backfield as one wide out to each side. They'll send number 3, Isaac Bechtel, in motion from bottom to top. They fake the handoff to him, give it back to Butenbach, and he's going to go nowhere. Short gain on the play across the 15 to the 16-yard line, as it looked like number 42 for Lincoln East, Tyson Klinger, was the first Spartan in on the stop.
Yeah, it was a good play. It straight Southeast tried to bring a little bit of motion to create some confusion, fake the jet sweep, a little inside dive. The East Spartans were more than prepared for it. And so, you know, a little bit like last week, I think Southeast has got to expand their playbook here, right? Where we talked about the guys that they had transfer in, all of them can run. You got not only Caden, the young kid, the running back, but you have Cash, those guys. You got to start creating some matchup problems because you have an all-city quarterback that can actually throw, and you got guys that can catch it.
So 3rd and 14 from their own 16-yard line. Baxter back to pass for the first time, looking, circling around, and he's going to go down for the sack all the way back at the 6-yard line. As that pocket, he had plenty of time, Jay, to make. He had a check down open as well, as I believe number 3, Isaac Bechtel for Lincoln Southeast, was open on just a check down, but decided to do a couple spins, and it went right into the arms of the Lincoln East defense.
Yeah, that type of play is really good if you complete the pass down the field, because most likely it'd be an explosive play. But then when it doesn't work, you wish you'd thrown the check down, got some positive yards, got some confidence. You're giving the confidence all to that Lincoln East sideline. The defense with 2 tackles for loss, 2 negative plays. So you look for the Spartans to take advantage here within a play or two and take a shot.
As it's a line drive punt, and it will take a friendly Spartans bounce at the Southeast 44-yard line. So how about that, Jay? A touchback on the opening kickoff, but they had to punt it from the back of their own end zone, and that's going to give Lincoln East and quarterback Jeter Worthley excellent field position to begin things here in week number 2, as Jeter Worthley will lead the Lincoln East offense out there. 9:45 to go here, opening quarter, and they'll have the ball 1st and 10 on the Knights' 44-yard line.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see when or if they take a shot, right? You got Dash Bauman back there, Jeter Worthley, right? You got 2 Power 5 Division I athletes, Caden Cheddock as kind of a H-back tight end. That's another Division 1 or 2 football player. When do they decide to stretch this Southeast defense out? But look, the first play off the for Lincoln East.
Yeah,
Dash Bauman up the middle. Look, East is saying, listen, everybody thinks we're a bunch of soft kids over here at East Lincoln, have everything handed to us.
Yeah,
the physicality department has been Lincoln East right from the jump, and so Southeast, I think, agree or disagree with me, Nick, came in probably as a favorite.
Yep.
East, it looked like they're taking it personal.
Now, I'll say this is a perfect opportunity for Lincoln East to take a shot. You're in
Yep.
4th down territory. You had a 6-yard gain or 7-yard gain on 1st down, and you're on the opponent's 37-yard line. 2nd and 3, just over 9 minutes. Play action. Worthley finds a slant route that was wide open, intended for Owen Lasig, and it hit both of his mitts and dropped.
That's a classic example of thinking that you're going to run with it before you secure the catch, and that's just something that happens sometimes when you're thinking about, okay, what am I going to do next? Sometimes in these big games, you just got to be real simple, catch the ball, turn up, and what the defense will give to you. Now it's 3rd and manageable again for East. It's 4-down territory, especially with a quarterback like they have. It'd be interesting. Do they try to run the ball? Do you just try to get the 1st down and keep the chains moving?
Empty shotgun set for Worthley as he sends one guy in motion. There's a penalty flag on the play. Cutting back is number 8, Landon.
That might be the hit of the
Langenfelter.
game. I don't know if you've seen that. My man, Cooper Johnson, 6'6", 295 pounds. Look what I like there. He destroyed the block, got down the line of scrimmage, squared his pads up, and rocked the running back. Hey, Nick, is
that the all heads
that's the leader
bet?
in the house.
Okay, leader.
That's the
We'll
leader
wait.
in the house.
We'll
Cooper
wait.
Johnson.
We'll wait.
Yeah.
Because, see, we made the mistake last, but not necessarily a mistake. We made the decision last week.
Too early.
It was like 2 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
We gave it the all heads to bet hit of the game, but then we decided in the 4th quarter. Wait a minute, that one was a little harder than the one in the 1st quarter.
Let's also remember this series right here, right?
Yeah.
A punt by Lincoln Southeast, low line drive. It kind of checked up like one of the wedges I've seen.
Yep.
Seen you hit.
Yep. Plenty of.
Looked like they were going to in position to at least get 3 points. Moving the ball East is moving the ball pretty easily.
Yeah.
Right. Drop pass. Then tried to get a little fancy. Cooper Johnson nullified any type of confidence you have right there, and you get a legal procedure penalty.
Yeah.
Now you punt the ball back to Lincoln Southeast. That's a missed opportunity. When you're in these tight games, right, going back and forth, points are at a premium.
Yeah.
Now, we're less than 24 hours after we watched the Huskers last night.
Yeah.
Points are at a premium.
Well, and here's the thing. I'll also say, when you're punting from the opponent's inside the opponent's 45-yard line, I think you're hoping to pin them a little deeper than at the 17-yard line. That's where Southeast takes over. Baxter rolls out to the right after faking the toss, looking downfield, surveying. He's just going to have to take the sack back at the 15.5-yard line as number 53, Emmett Carr, the 5'8", 240-pound big man up front for Lincoln East. Short but hefty, that man up front.
Lincoln East has some fire hydrant guys up there, some pluggers. They got him, and they got big number 79, Cooper Finney, 6'1", 290. The immovable objects up there for Lincoln East, and is allowing those fast linebackers and defensive ends that fast flow to the ball.
So it's going to be 2nd and 11 from the 16, turning and handing off is Baxter. I believe this may have been that's not Dufresne with it. That's number 6, Caden Logan with the handoff and the ball, the carry. Gain of 2 on the play will bring up 3rd down and 9. Good job by both defenses here, forcing the opponent into 3rd and long, or at least keeping them honest with a decent gain on 1st and 2nd down.
Yeah, the biggest thing you want to do from a defensive standpoint is keep that offense off schedule, right? And so that's what they've done, both teams, Lincoln East and Southeast defensively. Lincoln East feels like their defense is better. Southeast feels like they have a good defense. It's going to be a battle of wills, but it's going to come down to execution, getting off the field on 3rd down, putting your offense in advantageous positions over and over and over to score.
Baxter back to pass. He's going to Dodge, one sack, throw it out near side. Pass caught, and there's a lot of running room for number 8, Nate Applegate, across the 35,
Your head
inside
back,
the
young
25,
man.
getting
You
chased
don't
down,
get the legs
breaks
up,
the tackle,
touchdown.
and it's a touchdown.
But guess what, though? We see the flag
Hey,
over
there's
there.
a little laundry. There's a little
laundry. Number 63, Dane Newman,
Bring it on back.
got called for holding against Caden Cheddock. Holding. Threw him down to the ground. Lucky Lincoln East. Good play by Caden Cheddock to force the offensive holding call. But the house call by Applegate called back. Now look, Nick. You went from 3rd and 9 explosive plays, opening the game up.
Yeah.
Now we're taking you even more back.
I'm pretty sure Lincoln Southeast fans still don't know that it's coming back until they heard the call.
I know.
From
Not
the
only do the
referee.
fans look at the fan with his hands on his head, and then you saw some of the players; they're still celebrating.
Well,
You got
and
big
you-
66 right here. Might need to be in the game. Young man, you need to be in the game. Is that the center? 60, is that him? Joe Dossler, the 6 foot, 290 pound. Is he? Yeah, he needs to be in the
He's
game.
gotta go in.
He was still celebrating. My man was still celebrating. He was, hey, and the thing, he was
It's a good thing he wasn't the one called for the holding. He'd
Right.
be like, "What did I
Yeah,
do?
that'd be
What did
double
I
win.
do? What did I do?"
because he was posting for Instagram and TikTok for somebody. Luckily, he got time to get back in the game.
So instead of 6-0 Knights, it's going to be 3rd and 19, all the way back at their own 9-yard line. So a long touchdown reception from Nate Applegate is negated on the holding penalty, and it's 3rd and long inside their own 10. Baxter back to pass, looking Applegate's way. They
Oh!
pass it back, booting back across the 20-yard line. He's got a first down. He lays-
We got the head of the game.
It was Anthony Grant against Rutgers S. That is what we just saw here at Seacrest Field. And Jay,
Some
we're not even
innovation.
halfway through the first, man.
Oh, innovation finally. I've been calling for it. Southeast says, listen, we hit you with the bomb squad, 90-some yard touchdown. Guess what? We're going to throw a hitch and ladder to Cash Butenbach up the sideline. And then he did what Frank Solis always told his running backs to look him up.
So
And that's what he did. He's the leader in the house. Cash Butenbach against Luke Lindquist. Nature versus nurture. Nature always win. Butenbach is in the house.
1st and 10, toss to the right side. Butenbach gets across the 35 and down at the 36-yard line. Jay,
It's pandemonium right now.
we're not
It
even
is
halfway through
pure
the first quarter.
Pandemonium right here.
It's funny because what I was about to say after what I expected Nate Applegate to get tackled is, man, right after he ran about
throw
80
it?
yards, you're going to throw it right back
Right.
to him.
What kind of shape you think he's in? He didn't even get a chance to get a little bit of Gatorade.
He's immediately off the field after that
Yeah,
one play
look
off,
at him. He
off
watered
after the little
himself
hitch and
down.
ladder.
Yeah.
So
But you know what? It's a good job by him.
Yep.
Coming back, being calm, cool, calm, and collected, catching the ball. Good pitch to him. Good offensive series so far by Lincoln Southeast.
2nd down and 8, 5:44 to go, first quarter. Baxter fakes the handoff, looking right side, has a receiver open. It's deflected.
Great play there.
Great recovery by Michael Ford, the 6'1" junior defensive back. Got beat on a little bit of a deep post route by number 3, Isaac Bechtel.
Right.
But a nice recovery there. Maybe the throw was a tad behind the intended
behind.
receiver, which allowed the right mitt of Ford to get on it and knock it down.
It was a really good job by Ford, realizing that the receiver from Southeast had a step or two.
Yeah.
But he undercut him. We saw it last night with Omar Brown. When you take your chance, you got to be calculated, educated, and he did it right there.
Pass out quick, left side, caught, and he's going to nice tackle there by guess who? Michael Ford.
Yeah.
Goes from the near side of the
There
field
you
all
go.
the way to the far side.
We had fireworks. The fire marshal came out and put him out. You tried to start it again.
It's all those fire hydrants.
Now
that we
you
talked
had
about.
right. All that's right. Look at 66. My man's 66 tired. I hear you, man. Get my man some water right now. Look, he understands now you are not going back on the field because you're not on punt team.
That's a far way for a 6 foot, 290-pound man to run,
It
and
is.
then have to run all back and go, hey, you got to go block another
But the
dude.
thing, I saw him jump with another lineman and bump pads, so he was definitely in a celebratory mood.
Another line drive kick, fielded on a one hop. Here is a great explosive return by Noah
We
Burhu.
got a fumble.
Where's a fumble?
Number 2. This is
Noah
pandemonium.
Burhu.
Noah Burrow fumble, right? A little bit of Anthony Grant bad ball technique.
Oh no.
Hold on, recovered by number 28 from Southeast, Bryson Ebeler, 5'11", 200-pound fullback linebacker. Great job of hustling to the ball, right? And falling on the ball, not trying to pick it up and score. When it's bouncing like that and you're in traffic, Nick, there's an old thing that Terrell Farley taught me. You know what I mean? He always told me I need to slide and get it, while then it bounced off my hands right in his, and he goes score.
Yeah. 4:51 to go, first quarter.
Can Southeast take
You want to know something
advantage?
Terrell Farley never did also?
What?
4:51 in the first quarter, 1st and 10. Southeast takes over inside the Spartans' 40-yard line, handoff to Butenbeck, and he gets a nice gain up across the 35 and down at the Spartan 32-yard line. And we're in shot territory, Jay Foreman.
But here's the question. Who on Southeast do you take a shot to? Who is the guy now? Is it Nate Applegate? He's on the
I
side.
was say,
Is it one of the guys that transferred in? We haven't seen them in
Yep.
it. Or do you try to get one of your tight ends, kind of H-backs in there? Do you try to get Mason Maida, the 6'2", 215-pound freshman, or Carden Ward, the 6'3", 200-pound sophomore, into the ball game?
they hand it off to Butenbeck. He bounces outside across the 20-yard line, and he tries to stiff arm
do Derrick Henry.
Luke Lindquist, but he gets pushed out of
that's
bounds by Lindquist, and it's
Cash-
going to be a first down for Lincoln Southeast.
Cash Money Butenbach said this might be personal. He said, listen, I remember when you hit me like this in Lincoln Youth Football. Payback. Now I'm the man. Max is gone.
Yeah.
He's letting Max know, look, come watch me on a Friday night while you're in there, working on your, baseball game. Cash is showing out right now.
Max, his older brother, Nebraska baseball player, freshman at UNL currently. As Baxter turns, hands it off, Butenbeck again. Great wrap up from behind by number 70, Noah Peterson, the 6'1", 240-pound senior defensive lineman for Lincoln East. And it's going to be a no yards gained on that first down carry.
Dash Bauman was in there as well. Look, Lincoln East was a good defensive team last year. They were fast. They were disciplined. They were tough. They feel like they're going to be able to at least hold Southeast to a field goal attempt. Good stop right there, bowing your neck up when you've been giving up a couple plays, the last two plays.
3:36 to go, opening quarter, still scoreless between Lincoln Southeast and Lincoln East. Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman with you, as it's going to be single back formation. Baxter under center, one wide out to each side. Dallas Washington, the one on the near side. And now Butenbeck on a short gain is going to get right back to the line of scrimmage or so, as a combo tackle by Caden Cheddock and number 42 for Lincoln East, Tyson Klingler.
There's a good move by there with Caden Cheddock from his right defensive end, outside linebacker position, crossing the face Cooper Johnson and getting Butenbeck for a tackle for loss. Because if that tackle didn't happen, I think Butenbeck saw a little bit of soft edge right there, and he might have been able to get Southeast not only maybe a first down, but third and manageable. Now it's 3rd and 11. Now listen, we're getting into the red zone.
Yep.
We remember the red zone last night. What does Southeast? No, this is serious. What does Southeast?
Oh, I know it's serious.
What does Southeast do to create some scoring opportunity? There's
Back-
Nate Applegate, little jailbreak screen, breaks one tackle, tackled out of bounds by number 3, Luke Lindquist. Listen, that's a 6'4", 200-pound safety. He can move pretty good.
Yeah.
And so, good toughness there by Lincoln East. Look, giving up some plays, bad field position. Probably going to be, trying to look to adjust on the sideline.
Yeah.
But when you get down the red zone, things get a little bit tighter, happen a little bit faster. Good veteran defense there is holding Southeast to a field goal attempt right now. Let's see if they can get some points on the board.
Connor Nolenberg is out to attempt what is a 31-yard field goal off the left hash. The kick is up, and it is going to hit the upright. Doink! Off the right upright.
That looked
What
like
do you say? Pandemonium?
pandemonium,
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
It's pandemonium over here. All the Lincoln East fans over there in the sun, they're getting their sun, their vitamin D in. Southeast is over here. This is a action-packed game here. This is what you need right here on a Friday night, because there's two teams that know each other, two teams that want to win. Both of them are trying to get their first wins, right? Lincoln East feels like they had some offensive advantage. Southeast has drove the ball down, was moving the ball at will, got a little fancy. It's 0-0. You expected them to at least walk away with 3. Now the momentum is clearly over on the Lincoln East visitor sideline. Now, number one is that they were on their heels. Then they got some more momentum, stopping them from getting anything towards the end zone when they went from 3rd and 9 to 2nd and 9 to 3rd and 11. Then Southeast misses the field goal by hitting the right upright.
So Lincoln East catches a break after fumbling on the punt return, and giving Southeast the ball on their side of the field after a 31-yard field goal attempt goes off the right upright by Connor Nolenberg of Lincoln Southeast. It had enough leg, just the accuracy was just a tad off to the right and hit the upright. So Lincoln East, since it was inside their own 20-yard line, they're going to take over. That ball moves to what would normally be a touchback to the 20-yard line for the Spartans to start off, and we'll see another opportunity for Cheater Worthley.
Lincoln East do offensively to get the ball and take a shot territory, and who is going to be there to receive the shot, right? You know where Dash Bauman is. He's not in the game right now. You got Worthley. Who else is going to be an offensive threat here?
Snap back to Worthley. He's going to fake the pass and run left side. Great tackle in space by Ashton Coffey, number 0 on the edge there. Great open field tackle. If Coffey was unable to wrap up Worthley, he was going to have a first down and maybe more.
It was a great job by Coffey there, defeating the block of Presley Hall, not once but twice, coming up and making a great open field tackle on a pretty good athlete. And now get the momentum back on your side on defense, gives you confidence as a corner. Now here I want to look at right here, the Southeast there. They got the bookends, right? You got Pierre Allen Jr. and Xavion Campbell. They're trying to come off that end and meet at the sack party in the backfield.
Worthley rolling out to his right, getting chased from behind. Bauman tries to lay a block. Now Worthley escapes, and he's going to be spun around after a short gain up the line. Jay, we saw that coming from a mile away. Parker Watson almost got to him.
Parker Watson had the best type of hit. You're running him down backside, a la Lawrence Taylor. And he slipped away from you like he was Neil Lomax, and he didn't stay there like Ron Jaworski. That's when you're thinking sack, strip, forced fumble, recovery, possibly touchdown. Worthley, eyes in the back of his head. Now it gets 5-yard gain. Now it's third and manageable.
Also good awareness by Dash Bauman on that to turn around and lay Watson out to protect his quarterback. 3rd and 5 from their own 25. We're just under 60 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter, still scoreless, and we're going to have a false start on the perimeter. It's going to go on number 4, Owen Lasik for Lincoln East, which will back that one up 5 more yards.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's me and you being bad luck. I think per capita, 2 guys working together. Wide receivers, illegal procedures.
For just Lincoln East, though.
For Lincoln East is an all-time record.
Yep.
Ever. Now, look, as much as we just talked about the great play off schedule, you're 3rd and 5. Now you just give back 5 yards. 3rd and 10. It changed the way Southeast has to play defense. It changed the way you have to call offensive plays.
3rd and 10 from their own 20. Inside 40 seconds left here. Opening quarter. Shotgun set for Worthley. Play
blitz.
Action. Looking left. Getting blitzed out the pocket. Booting back. Floats it downfield. Passes hauled in by number 5, Mikael Ford on the far sideline. Just after midfield.
Listen, folks, if you're listening and you don't have anything else to do, you need to come on over here to Seacrest Field. The home of Aaron Davis.
Yep.
Great play. Listen, Southeast called it inside dog blitz, cross blitz. They had 2 inside linebackers cross over the center. Cash Butenbach had him in dead to rights. But what happened? You lost a little bit of contain. You let a phenomenal athlete get outside the pocket. You know he's a great athlete. Cheater Worthley can throw off its sidearm, threw it on the money, up the sideline. Great catch as well. This is a great game. This is a great game here.
1st and 10 from the Knights' 48-yard line turning. Here's Bauman. Great tackle in the backfield. Back on the Spartan side of the field at the 49-yard line by one of the smallest guys out there, a 5'10", 160-pound senior, and that's Parker Watson.
Parker Watson did a really good job of reading and reacting, reading his keys, shooting the gap, leveraging the ball, not the block. Didn't allow Dash Bauman to cut back, but then also a really good job by the right defensive end, Xavion Campbell, just shutting down, setting the edge, allowing his linebackers to inside flow and make the tackle.
That is the end of the first quarter with your score 0-0. We'll take a 60-second breather. Lincoln Southeast and Lincoln East here from Seacrest Field. Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman with you on 93.7 The Ticket. Stretch, adjust, heal. At Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, we believe in the power of precise alignment. Our skilled chiropractors listen, understand, and treat your body's unique needs, offering a personalized pathway to peak performance. Don't let back pain knock you out of the game. Step into our clinic and walk out with a renewed strength. Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, pushing the boundaries of health and wellness. Treatment begins with you. Step back into life today.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Babe, pack your bags. We're going to Vegas.
Vegas?
We just got the estimate from the wedding caterer, and we're going to have to elope.
Actually, Members Own Credit Union is offering no-fee home equity lines of credit. We can borrow what we need with equity from the house.
Wait, so we can keep the bacon wrap dates for the cocktail hour?
We can keep the bacon wrap dates. From wedding bells to trekking the globe and everything in between, capture your dreams your way with a no-fee Members Own Credit Union home equity line of credit. Learn more at membersownheloc.org. Limitations may apply. Equal housing lender.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Start of the second quarter here, and on the first play, Jeter Worthley will run left and get a nice gain of about 6 yards or so, maybe 7 on that one. Makes it 3rd down and 6 from the Lincoln Southeast 44-yard line. Still 0-0, and there's going to be a false start here on the left guard for Lincoln East as he was down in his three-point stance. And number 79, Cooper Finney, came up from that three-point stance and then tried to shoot right back down to say, I didn't do anything.
You know, Nick, the one thing about it, Southeast, generally, obviously going all the way back to last year, they had the physical size, I think, on most teams that they play. When you look at these two teams, both of them are physically big on the lines, a battle of wills right here. And so with these little penalties, lining up off sides, illegal procedures, false starts, offsides on defense, they mean more because every yard, every inch counts in a rivalry game. This is going to be this. I think this game is going to go down to the wire.
After the false start on 3rd down and 6, makes it 3rd and 11. Southeast showing some pressure. Worthley steps up, finds his receiver on the right side, but we're going to have a hold right in the middle of that offensive line. 2 Lincoln East offensive linemen must have gotten jammed up a little bit. That's number 53, Emmett Carr, and number 70, Noah Peterson, who are a little slow to get up for the Spartans, but this one's going to be coming back or more than likely declined even.
Yeah, well, no, Catula said he wants to push him back, right?
All right, there you go.
Why you think you're pushing him back, right? Is you think like, okay, if we can stop him, we can get a punt and maybe field a punt, get an explosive play. But now it went from 3rd and 11 to what?
3rd and 21.
3rd and 21. Now, I'm going to tell you this, Nick. For me as a defensive coordinator, I'm thinking draw and screen crossing routes. So you know what? We have to learn that, look, we got to play at or close at the sticks. We want to keep everything in front of us. We're going to make sure with a mobile quarterback that we don't let them break contain, but then also we're very disciplined in our rush lanes. The object of this right here is to get off the field and get the ball back to our offense.
3rd down and 21 from the Spartans' 41-yard line. 0-0 here, just underway in the second quarter. Play action, Worthley rolling out to his left. Worthley will hold it, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds by, looks like, number 20 for Lincoln Southeast, Ethan Quackenbush.
Great job by Ashton Coffey on the Lincoln East receiver. Sometimes when a quarterback breaks out of the contain, the receivers go into scramble drill. You see it all the time with Patrick Mahomes. That's where a lot of big plays come off. He plastered. Nothing was there. Worthley had to run out of bounds.
So they'll bring up 4th and long as Southeast will send 2 guys back to return this punt as this one's up and away, flying high through the sky into that wind. Fair catch signaled for it, muffed at the 15-yard line, and here comes Donald DeFran. After he muffed it, he got possession back, and now in high school, it's going to be a dead ball.
Yeah, it just goes to a fair catch, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and you know what, Nick, the flags aren't moving, but I think once you punt a punt higher, I think that it's more windy up there. Well, when you saw that punt, it kind of sailed or it kind of hung up there in the air, and sometimes it's hard to judge, especially when you're looking back into the sun.
Well, how about this, Jay? You look at the goalposts on the south end zone, completely dead and still. The ones on the north one are moving.
So you have to be aware of that as a coach, and you're sending your punter or punt return units out there, or punt team or punt return units out there to take a look at the flagpoles or the goalposts, because that'll tell you where to line up.
Lincoln Southeast will take over at their own 13-yard line, turning. Caden Logan trying to split defenders and unable to do so. He may have lost a yard on that one. Yeah. Back to the 12-yard line. Good job up front by the big fellas for Lincoln East. Stopping Logan, who once again, one of the fastest, if not the fastest guy on this Lincoln Southeast team. for a loss of 1.
A little bit of, Caden Logan, it's very fast, a little bit of, I'd say, vertically challenged.
Yeah.
Hard to see, but good job of Lincoln East defenders getting down the line of scrimmage and not giving him any cutback lanes or any at point of access lanes that and it end up being a tackle for loss. And
Handoff once
wow.
again to Caden Logan,
That
and
had
he
to be.
loses about 5 yards
Yeah.
there back to the 9. And now, Jay, that almost looked like an option for Owen Baxter, where you had two
RPO.
wideouts. Yes, RPO, where you had two wideouts to the far side, one to the near side, and he was trying to maybe look off a defender, but instead he handed it right off to his freshman running back, and he
Right.
went absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, good job by Caden Chaddock right there. I think they were trying to influence block him to maybe put him in a two-way guessing situation. He guessed right, a 4-yard tackle for loss there. Now East has Southeast pinned back now,
Yep.
right? They just went at 3rd and 21, punted it down there. Now they're in an advantageous position to try to get there. Another holding there,
Yeah.
but
Baxter back to pass, completes it near side across the 25-yard line. That's completed to Caden Ward, the sophomore tight end.
really
And this
good
one's going to
job.
be good for a Lincoln Southeast first down.
Really good job of Owen Baxter avoiding the rush by Caden Chaddock, stepping up into the pocket, keeping his eyes downfield, shoulder square, and puts it on the money for Caden Ward. First down, gets him out of dangerous territory.
Yeah.
Now the playbook for Lincoln Southeast, assumingly, will up a little bit.
So 9:35 to go here in the second quarter. 1st and 10 from the Southeast 28 yard line. Handoff to Logan. He bounces outside, makes one guy miss, and he's going to be wrapped up by what looked to be the helmet. There was no face mask.
That's
There was
right.
no grab in between the coils of the face mask there, or the grill of the face mask, I should say. But it still was a violent hit no matter what.
Yeah, look, when you got Caden, look, good job there. Stiff arm number 11, Troy Pelt from Lincoln East, the 6'1", 205-pound linebacker from Lincoln East, was one-on-one with him, and that's what you want your running backs to do. Get to the second level, make the first one miss. Good job by number 2, Noah Burhu, wrapping him up, bringing him down to the ground, a good physical hit.
8:55 to go, second quarter here, 2nd and 9 for Lincoln Southeast. Turning, faking the tosses. Baxter looking to pass, steps up. He's going to keep this one, being chased down from behind, spun around, breaks out of it, across the 40, lowers the shoulder, and is out of bounds at the 41. However,
Another
we
penalty.
have, and it came after the play, a late flag, and I think this might be an unnecessary roughness on Lincoln Southeast.
Yeah, it was the Lincoln Southeast offensive lineman that I call it a peel back block on Vincent Brown, number 30, hustling. He was hustling to the play, unnecessarily took a shot on him. Lincoln Southeast is definitely stubbing their toe, numerous penalties, and not taking advantage of some of the plays that they're getting by Judah Worley, getting outside of the pocket, throwing the ball downfield, scrambling, keeping plays alive. These penalties will slowly but surely take the confidence from your team, because the momentum that you get from making the play is given right back by giving them the yards back. Now it's instead of a first down from when you're with 2nd and 9, now it's 2nd and 16. It closes your playbook. We just said it opened it right with that first down play. 2 plays later, now you're closing the playbook some.
And 2 athletic plays by Owen Baxter as well. Right. And unfortunately, they go for naught as a handoff to Caden Logan goes once again nowhere. Troy Peltz was the man in there off the edge to make the stop, and it goes nowhere. 3rd down and 16 after no gain on the 2nd down carry. And once again, here we are saying, how is Owen Baxter, who had just 56 yards passing last week in the 35-7 loss to the Elkhorn South Storm, also threw an interception. What's the call here from head coach Ryan Gatula?
Do you just try to get some yards to get more room to punt it down there, hoping your punt team covers? Or do you try to dial up some unique play that you haven't shown all night?
3-step drop from Baxter, looking, throwing deep downfield, passes just through the arms of Ashton Coffey. Great throw by Owen Baxter, floated it up over the more shallow defensive back, and should have been caught right in the breadbasket by Ashton Coffey.
Right, they had Ashton Coffey in the slot position, had an outside receiver that ran an 8-yard dig, and then he ran a corner route. But I think that the wind, Nick, affected that pass. Up in the air, great trajectory, dropped it in the bucket, but it floated a little bit, and then it was pushed more towards the sideline and came up a yard or two too short.
So now back to punt for Lincoln Southeast as he gets this one away. This one's going to be a high one, and it's going to sit and kind of duck around in that wind, but takes a friendly Lincoln Southeast Bounce all the way inside the
Yeah,
30-yard
the refs
line.
need to market that they're giving East 6 more yards. The
Exactly.
Lincoln Southeast defender on the punt team touched the ball at the 35-yard line, and the ref didn't mark it where he first was touched. Now, and presently they have the ball on the Lincoln East 29-yard line. I think the sideline judge is moving it up to the 35-yard line. Yeah, or maybe even 36, 37-yard line.
Yeah.
Good job of the refs working together and understanding, look, it did touch the Lincoln Southeast punt coverage guy. When they first touch it, that's where the ball is down. Now Southeast is actually a first down or two. Obviously, we love take a shot area, but then also 4-down territory as well.
Steve Nelson and his refereeing crew got that one correct, so nice
Great job by that crew.
37-yard line is where Lincoln East will take over. Empty shotgun set. Worthley, who hasn't used his legs a whole lot here, has it first and 10. And how about this?
Right there,
Quarterback draw as he breaks a couple tacklers, spits defenders across the 45, and that's a first down for Lincoln East across the 47-yard line, first and 10 after the 11-yard scramble by the Worthley quarterback.
A good offensive set right there by Lincoln East. Come out, no backs, spread the field out, knowing that their offensive line is much improved from last year. You got a next level quarterback that can run behind his pass. What I like this year, Nick, so far, is they're being picky and choosy how much they ran the court. I felt we said last year that they ran them too much. Now they're picking and choosing when they're doing. You got Dash Bauman deep now, looking like Eric Dickerson. Can he do something and start getting busy?
Toss left, bouncing outside is Bauman, breaks out of an ankle tackle, but then gets taken down just at midfield, maybe just past midfield at the Lincoln Southeast 49-yard line. Not a bad gain on first down of 3 yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 7 as we are approaching the halfway mark, or I should say a little over halfway here in the second quarter, as it's 6:45 to go.
Nick, I think running outside on both defenses are going to be tough sledding tonight. When you think about Xavion Campbell, obviously Pierre Allen Jr. for Southeast, you're not getting much outside. They're strong enough at the point of attack and fast to run anything down. East has Caden Chaddock and a host of his defensive linemen that have done a really good job as well. You're going to have to beat these guys with technique, timely runs, and then also making the guys in the middle guess a little bit, right? Gap schemes, trap schemes, and a little bit of counter action. Just lining up the ball, throwing and tossing it outside. We have 3 of the better outside rushers, defensive end players in the whole state right here at Seacrest Field. It's not going to work at all.
On second down there, the Spartans brought in Calvin Peterson, a 6'3", 175-pound wide receiver, a little bigger, so maybe even a tight end at times. Tried to lead block on a dive play for Dash Bauman. Went nowhere. Loss of 1. Brings up 3rd down and 8. Play action. Worthley back to pass, getting rushed out of the pocket. He'll use his legs. Bounces off, still on his feet. What an athletic run by Jeter Worthley as he almost went down to the turf. He was going to be about a yard shy. Stayed up on his feet and just lunged forward for the first down across the 42 to the 41.
Nick, you know what that is?
What's that?
That's called a gut punch to the defense. You know what I used to hate that?
Why?
3rd down, I'm thinking we're getting off the field. I get to get me some nice Gatorade. You know, my favorite flavor was grape. And next thing you know, here comes the next level quarterback running over our little defensive back. Nick.
Coach brought popsicles that night too.
And exactly. They were melted by the time I get. Now I got another series.
Got to make a stop, Mr. Foreman. 5:09 to go, second quarter. They send Bauman in, that is number 2 rather, Noah Burhoop in motion. They'll just toss it his way, and he will go out of bounds after a short gain of 2 yards across the 40.
He got forklifted there a little bit by Donald Dufresne Jr. when he came over there on the outside. Good job by Lincoln Southeast, Xavion Campbell, and Donald Dufresne Jr. The speed, or the jet sweep, by Lincoln East only went for 2 yards. Good job. Listen, these are 2 stingy defenses, know each other. They're not going to give an inch, back down from each other. You're going to have to out-execute them. You're going to have to wear them down and take advantage of timely penalties or mistakes by either offense or defense.
5:02 to go here in the second quarter. 4 on the play clock as it snapped back with 3. Worthley steps up after booting back, applies pressure, and down goes Worthley as a sack on the play.
98.
Number
Giovanni Martinez. I hear you, Giovanni, right? The senior, 5'10", 235-pound nose guard, cleaned up after Cash Butenbach came off the edge, forced him to step up, cleaned him up. Look, that's a big play because if he breaks that tackle right there by Martinez, Worthley is good enough not only to get the first down, possibly turn that into a touchdown. 3rd and long right now. Game-changing play, cause and effect, right?
Yep.
Can you get off the field on 3rd down, get the ball back, and get a chance to score before half?
3rd and 12 from the southeast 43-yard line. Two running backs to each side of Worthley as he'll keep it himself and go nowhere. Loss of a half a yard. And what I would imagine is that's going to force a Lincoln East punt.
Yeah, see right there, we just talked about last year. We felt like they ran Worthley too much, right? I think that was a series that they went back to it too much, right? Now we need to. I want to see you get him on some bootlegs, get him some easy passes, get the confidence, get some more offensive players into the flow, and get some continuity going versus allowing him to take the game over by himself. Now he can, but we're not even at halftime yet. So sometimes you got to pace yourself, even when you have a great player like that.
Here's DeFrand as he fielded the punt on a one hop, and he gets it across the 20-yard line, gains about 15 or 16 yards on the return as he fielded it at their own 5-yard line off of a one hop. Is that one, Jay, where you maybe want to let it go, or is that a good call to let that one just go right into the breadbasket?
Now, it depends on who's the returner, how much confidence you have in him as a coach, and how much confidence he has in himself as a player. I'm sure a lot of these guys down there have superior confidence. But the one thing about those one hops, right, Nick, and you assume that he's going to down it, is you let up a little bit. That's how you give up a 15-yard return. Smart play by DeFran Jr. right there.
3:35 as Lincoln Southeast takes over. Snap back to Baxter, looking left side. Quick pass complete to Nate Applegate across the 24-yard line. Maybe to the 25 is where they'll spot it.
Yep.
That's a nice little play if you want to get Owen Baxter in a real good,
rhythm.
nice groove here in the final 3 minutes and change, as they got to go about 75 yards.
I like that. Nate Applegate is a 6'2", 200-pound receiver, defensive back. He's showing you he has home run speed, taking 190 yards. If he breaks another tackle, there's a possibility he could do it again.
Quick pass out right side is going to be caught. And great tackle on the edge.
Touchdown saving tackle by Kelby Zimmerman. If he didn't make that tackle on number 13 from Lincoln South East, Dallas Washington, the son of my man Brian Washington, he's still running, strike up the band. He's going. He might even run right into that locker room and just stay there.
Yep.
Would you have done that, Nick?
No.
Would you score? I would have.
No,
because I
would have had to run after next practice.
I'm not going back in anymore right there. I want everybody just to think about me and say good things about me on Instagram.
2:35 to go. Turning, handed off. Here's Logan. He slips out of a shoestring tackle, gets out of another one, trying to get to that sideline, gets across the 37 and to the 39-yard line. Good for a night first down.
Look, Caden Logan, I remember hearing about him. Abdul Muhammad, who has coached him and trained him and mentored him ever since he was in middle school. Tell me about him. I went up there and watched him. He is a really good young player, a good curveball to Cash Butenbach. Lincoln Southeast has the best running back combo, not only in the city, but one of the best in the state. And the young player right there is making an effect in the game already.
Quick pass out right side. Washington splits with two defenders and then is taken down after an 8-yard gain up to the 47-yard line.
We're going to have to get another sponsor, Nick. Okay. Dallas Washington just gave him the dead leg.
All right.
So we got to get a dead leg. We might have to get somebody that's a chiropractor or orthopedic. Dallas Washington gave number 20 from East, Kelby Zimmerman, the dead leg.
Yep.
We talked about it 2 plays ago, house call. Good job by Southeast of going back to it, mismatch.
We're under 2 minutes. Handoff Butenbach cuts across, and he's going to be taken down just about a half-yard past the line of scrimmage.
Right.
Going to be short here on third down. Third down and one from the Knights' 48-yard line.
The clock is running now. As a coach, you have to have somebody that's assisting you, or you yourself have to watch the play clock and the game clock, because you still are well outside of field goal range, and you're taking too much time in and out of the huddle.
1:30 to go, first half. Toss out left side. Butenbach cuts in the middle of the field, spins around, gets stood up, but not until he gets across midfield into the East 49-yard line. 1st and 10. They'll stop the clock as they move the chains, but once that ball is spotted, they should get it rolling again, and there it is. We're under a minute 18 here in the first half.
One thing we need to keep our eyes on, Nick. Caden Logan just came back in the game. You give Cash Butenbach a rest. Little gimpy coming off the sideline. Does that change the way he runs? and possibly exposes that football.
Here's a toss out right side. A little bit of a trick play as it's a reverse back to
Oh, he's
Baxter,
open,
looking
he's open.
downfield. He'll have to scramble out to the right side, throwing
Caden
it
Logan.
down. And here's Logan caught inside the 15 and taken down
Great play
inside
call.
the 10. That was a 2-option trick play
Great
because
play
they
call.
had number 1 Davian Williams going on a post across the middle of the field. Baxter must not have felt confident with him. He rolls out to his right side where he had plenty of open turf, and he just chucks it down the field up the far sideline to Caden Logan, who's tackled inside the 10 at the 8.
Great play call, great play design, great blocking by that offensive line, great execution, great job by your all-city quarterback, Owen Baxter. He had number 1, Davion Williams, wide open, or potentially wide open.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he didn't feel confident there or the defender was close enough. Great job by Caden Logan, not only initially starting the play, running your fake, and then reading the defense and taking it up the sideline and giving Owen Baxter another option. And then also as a freshman, great job tracking the ball because the deep balls are really hard to track for anybody. Great job tracking the ball, catching it, securing it, and getting a couple more yards after contact. East is on their heels. 52 seconds left, right?
Yes.
Can Southeast punch it in and get a touchdown, or do they have to settle for a field goal? This is a momentum-changing series led by that play.
So Lincoln Southeast, by the way, Noah Burhoop of Lincoln East was banged up on that play. So it's now 1st and goal. It's our first time that we've had either side inside the 10-yard line. Turns, hands, boom, the middle, trying to just power his way up there. He'll get inside the 5 at the 4, make it the 3-yard line. So a gain of 5. 38 seconds left here in the second quarter. They'll hurry to the line. Don't make a false start happen. Come on now. Now turns it around, hands it off, boot back, going again. And he's going to be just shy of the goal line. 27 seconds.
You got to do you call timeout? Okay. Southeast calls a timeout.
Here they go.
Okay.
So
They had 3
Southeast
timeouts
had
left.
3. They don't go into the locker room. You're not going to get 6 starting in the third quarter. So Ryan Gatula, who's been doing this.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you people out there, Nick Sainer, he delivers little body blows, little rabbit punches to your kidneys, and then when he softens you up, he tries to knock you out by his little jabs. I'm telling you, Nick, you're like a boxer, man. You jab, boom, knock you out.
So Southeast takes their first timeout of the first half. They'll have it 3rd and goal from the half-yard line. Jay, is it Baxter QB sneak or is it booting back up the middle?
Well, normally I'd say QB sneak, right?
Yep.
Because you feel like you can get a half yard. But with Baxter coming off a knee injury, Cash Butenbach is your physical, runs behind his pads really well. I'm giving it to our running back. I feel very confident. You know what? I might even try to put Big Johnson in there at guard and just so we can get some movement and see how that goes. And here we go.
Cooper Johnson, by the way.
Little
6
overload
Yes.
right here. Let you know right where we're coming. Full back in there, a la Nebraska. Here we go.
23 seconds on the clock. Baxter QB sneak, and he is in for our first score of the night. 20 seconds remain, and Southeast takes a 6-0 lead here in the final stages of quarter number 2.
And Nick, here's why that's huge. We saw a little bit of that last night, trying to get a score before halftime.
Yep.
Because Nebraska was getting the ball. It was really important for Southeast to score points in general, field goal or touchdown, because East gets the ball coming out of halftime. So then now you have a long period before most likely that you're going to touch the ball. You got to kick off and play defense. Great job by that trick play that was executed to the highest percentage by Southeast to take control of the game now. Let's see how East responds.
The extra point is up, and it is good by Connor Nolenberg. So with 20 seconds to go here in quarter number 2, we have our first points in this one at Seacrest. It's 7-0 Knights over Lincoln East. We'll see what they want to do, if they'll kneel it or if they'll maybe try something with Jeter Worthley when we come back.
We're going deep.
Right here, 93.7 The Ticket.
When it comes to tackling your fall projects, having the right equipment can make a huge difference. At Sunbelt Rentals, they have an extensive line of tools and equipment to help complete any job. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators for you tailgaters, and much more. Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln, or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Lincoln Southeast strikes first here. 20 seconds to go in the first half. Lincoln East back deep to return for him. Dash Bauman. But they will also get the second half kickoff. They will receive that one as well. So we'll see what John Gingery of Lincoln East, the head coach.
What do you do here, Nick? Do you try to push the ball downfield? You know what I think you do as an offensive coordinator? You kind of try to run out what we used to call a dummy play.
Okay.
Are you dumb enough on defense to let them get any more than what they, low or floor level plan to get?
I was going to say.
Then after that, I'm going to go deep.
Does it depend on this return here as Bauman fields it at the 8-yard line, bounces outside, and he's going to split a couple defenders, gets across the 30, and now he's going to get roped down. And they missed a blatant face mask right in front of us as Pierre Allen Jr. took down Dash Bauman.
Touchdown saving tackle by Pierre Allen Jr. We've seen it here. Look, Lincoln Southeast, give the coaches props. You got your starting defensive end running down on kickoff.
So let me answer your question now of what do you do as we'll look over to our left, Caden Logan heading back to the locker room a tad earlier than everybody else. But first,
like some national guys.
1st and 10, 34-yard line. And now here's after a pretty good return by Dash Bauman. Let's see if Lincoln East tries to take a shot. They got one-on-one coverage up at the top of the field. They turn, they toss it out left side. Dash Bauman, he cuts across. He has a little bit of running room across the 45 and taken down, but a penalty flag sits back at the 39-yard line.
Unnecessary roughness on number 70 from Lincoln East, I think, or holding against number 2, Xavion Campbell, who's been active all night. Noah Peterson might get dinged up for unnecessary roughness or a holding penalty that's going to take back the Bauman run. But Xavion Campbell and Pierre Allen Jr. have been very active at the outside linebacker defensive end position. Both of them are juniors, 6'3", 215 pounds to go for each, and both of them are going to be here for another year. Southeast is stacked pretty well with some older players and some younger players. Pretty good-looking team right now.
So it is a block in the back. That's the official call on Noah Peterson. So that'll drive the football back to the 29-yard line. 3 seconds. 3 seconds on the clock, and we'll see a kneel. The clock's going to run, and it's going to expire now. And so that is the end of the first half. Your score, a real exciting one, but just by looking at the scoreboard, maybe you wouldn't realize it. The Lincoln Southeast Knights lead 7-0 over Lincoln East, and the Spartans will receive the second half kickoff. Don't go anywhere. Here in a few minutes, we'll have our Members Own Credit Union halftime show from Seacrest Field. Your score at the break, Lincoln Southeast 7, Lincoln East nothing, here on 93.7 The Ticket.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, and they've scouted out the best Kawasaki side-by-side deals for you. Score up to $2,500 off the 2023 Kawasaki Teryx and up to $1,000 off Mule Pro FX and FXCs. Whether you want to handle the toughest task in a trusted, tried and true mule, or looking to dominate adventure in a Teryx, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of Kawasaki side-by-sides in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down. Offer valid from 9/30/2023. Subject to change without notice. Offer available on approved purchases of select new unregistered Kawasaki vehicles. Model and year exclusions apply. Cannot be combined with promotional retail financing rates.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Career Days will provide you with a hands-on experience as you learn alongside SCC faculty and students and industry partners. Explore careers in healthcare, construction, ag, automotive, manufacturing, engineering, power sports, transportation, or technology. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Stretch, adjust, heal. At Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, we believe in the power of precise alignment. Our skilled chiropractors listen, understand, and treat your body's unique needs, offering a personalized pathway to peak performance. Don't let back pain knock you out of the game. Step into our clinic and walk out with a renewed strength. Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, pushing the boundaries of health and wellness. Treatment begins with you. Step back into life today. When it comes to tackling your fall projects, having the right equipment can make a huge difference. At Sunbelt Rentals, they have an extensive line of tools and equipment to help complete any job. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators for you tailgaters, and much more. Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln, or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you. Stretch, adjust, heal. At Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, we believe in the power of precise alignment. Our skilled chiropractors listen, understand, and treat your body's unique needs, offering a personalized pathway to peak performance. Don't let back pain knock you out of the game. Step into our clinic and walk out with a renewed strength. Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, pushing the boundaries of health and wellness. Treatment begins with you. Step back into life today.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, and they've scouted out the best Kawasaki side-by-side deals for you. Score up to $2,500 off the 2023 Kawasaki Teryx and up to $1,000 off Mule Pro FX and FXCs. Whether you want to handle the toughest task in a trusted, tried and true mule, or looking to dominate adventure in a Teryx, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of Kawasaki side-by-sides in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down. Offer valid 9/30/2023. Subject to change without notice. Offer available on approved purchases of select new unregistered Kawasaki vehicles. Model and year exclusions apply. Cannot be combined with promotional retail financing rates.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Discovery Days will give you the opportunity to experience SCC firsthand this fall. Discovery Days provide information about SCC's programs of study, how to pay for college, SCC support services, housing, activities, and more. A campus tour and lunch are provided. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman back with you from Seacrest Field. The lights are on and the sun has set here in what did you call this? East Lincoln, I suppose.
Yeah, it is. Right
So-
on the campus of Lincoln or
That's
East
true.
High School.
I guess Lincoln East High School. Yeah. So this is the Members Owned Credit Union halftime show, whether it's financing a new vehicle or financial guidance. Members Owned Credit Union is there for you. Members Owned Credit Union with locations in Lincoln and Beatrice. Once again, the score at the break, Lincoln Southeast leads by only a touchdown, 7-0 over Lincoln East. Jay, first of all, let's talk about the Spartans to start here. Why haven't they found the end zone?
Well, I think they fell in love with running Wordley and letting him kind of get back there and freelance. One thing that I think Lincoln East offense over the last few years, especially with obviously Noah Walters and that crew, is that they always were in good rhythm.
Yeah.
And they spread the ball around. You got Dash Bowman back there. Obviously had a really good year running the ball. You know Lincoln Southeast is keying on him along with Wordley. somebody else on the outside has got to step up. Now, whether that could be, intermediate passing to Caden Cheddock to loosen up the defense so you can get over top. Southeast is going to have to add some more spice, per se, to their offensive game plan, and then go back to your bell cow, which is Worsley or Dash Bauman. But right now, they are being stymied from doing anything because they look discombobulated. There's no rhythm. It's a big play, but nothing off of it. To make a long story short, they need better complementary play calling and football on the offensive side of the ball.
Now, I to Lincoln East's credit, though, on the other side of the ball for them, the Spartans' defense has done a really good job. The only time that they've really allowed explosive plays are on trick plays.
Right. And it was in the trick play that Southeast ran was well executed. You know what? To be honest with you, Nebraska did a really good job on trick plays last night, or a few trick plays. Not really good job. Decent enough job. The Southeast trick plays have been executed at a very high level. And a good job by Owen Baxter, the All-City quarterback, keeping calm, going to his second option. Imagine that. And hit Caden Logan up the sideline, then allowing them to run the ball in. Right now, listen, if I'm Lincoln East, I'm coming out, I'm thinking how we're going to get back on track, get the ball downfield, get some points on the field, and give our defense a rest. Make a couple adjustments on defense when you're going against Lincoln Southeast. Got to do a little bit better job of handling Nate Applegate and also tackling in space, right? Which is Cash Bootback.
Now, I mean, obviously, Owen Baxter in last week's 35-7 loss on the road at Elkhorn South had just 9 completions for 56 yards and an interception. Most importantly here, doesn't have necessarily a touchdown pass. He surpassed that amount of yards in that first half, but he also has not turned over the football.
And you know what he's done, Nick? Is he stepped up in the pocket, climbed in the pocket, kept his eyes downfield, shoulder square, and the pass to Caden Ward when they were backed up, even though they ended up punting, was an improvement from last week and also was an improvement from last year. So I think this game is obviously, they were being bum rushed by Elkhorn South. He has made improvement from week 1 to week 2 for him, and also it's softened this stingy Spartan defense. And what he's done as well is he's taken what the defense has given him, also not forced anything. And we saw that at times last year, right? And that's where I think when you look at the execution of that trick play, the Caden Logan is the next step for Owen Baxter, right? Because we saw it against, I think, Elkhorn South last year right at the 50. Remember they did a toss and then a throwback to the quarterback, and he threw it, kind of blindly, predetermined. What did he do? He didn't feel 100% comfortable with Davion Williams somewhat open. Threw it up to a second option, or most likely probably threw it out of bounds.
And that's a good job also by Ryan Gatula drawing that up, right? Because it gives a somewhat, experienced quarterback in Owen Baxter, but also still young, right? It's just a senior in high school, obviously. To not only give him just one option, not give him 2 options, but also has the running ability as well, where he's outside the pocket, plenty of open turf. If neither one is downfield open or open downfield, he can run it out of bounds for about 5 or 6 yards. It's a nice job by both the play caller, by the guy, Ryan Gatula, who drew it up, and execution on the field by the guys.
And also, Nick, on top of that, the timing of it, right? Remember, we saw sometimes last year with Southeast when they'd run trick plays or some sort of plays outside of their normal play calling, the timing was off. I think when you go back, when they went back and maybe did some self-scouting and some studying, they saw that the timing was off. And I think right now, or at least in that series, Southeast called every single play on time. Execution was well in the high percentages, and that's why they're going in, or they went into halftime with a 7-0 lead. But this game is far from over. And when you play in these type of games, rivalry games, you have 2 really good coaching staffs. Obviously, both coaches have been around for a while. Gingry's been around, I think, even when I was in college. Has seen everything, been through plenty of situations. They're going to go in and make adjustments, come out with a new game plan or adjustment to the original game plan, and find ways to get some points on the board. And look, both teams are fighting tooth and nail for their first victory of the year. Southeast coaching staff, you have to be encouraging and imploring to your kids. Don't get too happy at halftime being up 7-0. We know that team over there. We know they're going to give us their best shot. And a 7-point lead with these type of athletes out there is not a safe lead at all.
How about this, Jay? Just going off of observations, as the wind is not necessarily picked up, but stayed pretty pretty similar to what it was at kickoff. But the Lincoln East kicker, number 40, Colin Nehe, is sitting out there, and I want you to watch him. He's got quite the leg drilling. He's lining it up ball at the 37-yard line. So that's about a 54-yard field goal that he's lined up for here. And we're watching it from the left hash, and he just drained about a 49-yarder by about 10 or 15 yards, as this one is going to have plenty of legs. So he just hit a 54-yarder comfortably. That's something to watch as we're in these close games. That's a huge benefit for a Lincoln East coaching staff if they find themselves either tied or down by one possession.
Yeah, because you got to think the Southeast kicker fluffed it a little bit, hit the right upright, so his confidence can't be as high as the Lincoln East kicker. So look, these games are going to come down to a field goal, a play, a tackle for loss, an untimely penalty, a extra effort on either by an offensive player or a defensive player. And so look, the next 2 quarters are going to be exciting. The first half was exciting. It started out with a bang, right? And you had an 80-90-yard play called back by a penalty. Then they drive it back down there, miss a field goal. Looked like East is going to score. They stubbed their toe. Trick play as they flipped it from after the quarter. Next thing you know, Southeast is up by 7 points. And they are the first team out of the locker room, and they're coming out pretty excited. So we're going to see what Southeast does with the lead. The defense has to be mentally prepared to get back on the field and try to stop this Lincoln East offense that's going to come out with firepower.
Lincoln Southeast, the first team out of the locker room. Lincoln East will be the first team to get a crack at the scoring column here in the second half, as they will receive the opening kick here in quarter number 3. Jay Foreman sitting alongside me, Nick Sainer with you guys at the half. It's 7-0 Lincoln Southeast over Lincoln East. When we come back, we'll have the start of the third quarter here from Seacrest Field. This has been the Members Owned Credit Union halftime show. Give them a call today or visit any of their locations in Lincoln and Beatrice. We'll be right back here in a few minutes with the start of the third quarter from Seacrest Field right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career, or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, and they've scouted out the best Kawasaki side-by-side deals for you. Score up to $2,500 off the 2023 Kawasaki Teryx and up to $1,000 off Mule Pro FX and FXCs. Whether you want to handle the toughest task in a trusted, tried and true mule, or looking to dominate adventure in a Teryx, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of Kawasaki side-by-sides in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down. Offer valid through 9/30/2023. Subject to change without notice. Offer available on approved purchases of select new unregistered Kawasaki vehicles. Model and year exclusions apply. Cannot be combined with promotional retail financing rates.
Stretch, adjust, heal. At Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, we believe in the power of precise alignment. Our skilled chiropractors listen, understand, and treat your body's unique needs, offering a personalized pathway to peak performance. Don't let back pain knock you out of the game. Step into our clinic and walk out with a renewed strength. Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, pushing the boundaries of health and wellness. Treatment begins with you. Step back into life today.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Discovery Days will give you the opportunity to experience SCC firsthand this fall. Discovery Days provide information about SCC's programs of study, how to pay for college, SCC support services, housing, activities, and more. A campus tour and lunch are provided. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Are you ready to upgrade your combine? Don't wait. Act now to choose from the widest selection of used combines at Acres Equipment. Acres, Nebraska's leading John Deere combine dealer, is offering 2.9% interest for 60 months on over 100 pre-owned combines. Each combine includes our A-plus uptime program to keep you running flawlessly throughout harvest season. Go to acres.com to view a huge inventory of low-hour, late-model equipment. Find what you like, and we'll deliver it to your farm for free. Acres, solutions for every field.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back here at Seacrest Field, Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman with you as we are a little over 60 seconds away from kicking things off here at the start of the third quarter. 7-0, Lincoln Southeast with a touchdown advantage over Lincoln East. Jay, how about this, man? And it feels good to say this. Let's do a little bit of a college football scoreboard update.
Yeah, let's do
For the
this.
first time of this on the season. Not a whole lot of games going on this evening. If you're wanting to stay up late, there's a 10 p.m. kickoff between Stanford and Hawaii.
There you go. Are you gonna be able to stay up that late?
I'll probably stay up a
Are
little
you sure
bit for
about
that
that?
one.
You like to go to bed early.
I do. I like to go. I like to get my sleep. You know, I need to get my beauty sleep here. Once again, Michigan State is leading Central Michigan right now, just out of halftime, 10-7 in East Lansing. Alante Brown, former Husker, got carted off the field on one of the first plays in the game. Really scary sight for the former Husker wide receiver there. Miami, Florida is beating Miami, Ohio, 16-3 right now, just about halfway through the third quarter. And in the Aflac kickoff game, Georgia Tech, former home of Jeff Sims, leading Louisville by 8, 21-13. And then in the other Power 5 game, Missouri State trails Kansas in Lawrence 14-10. Back here at Seacrest, we got a good one on our hands, Mr. Foreman, as it's 7-0 Knights here as the Lincoln Southeast kickoff team will tee it up and back deep to return it for the Spartans. Dash Bauman. One thing to watch in this second half for Lincoln East, Noah Burhoop. It might have been banged up a little bit in the later stages of that first half in the second quarter. He was still trying to work it out on the hill that's across the way from us during the break. So that's something to watch here. That's one of the key defensive backs for the Spartans. Fielding in the end zone, and it will be a touchback for the Spartans, and it's our first look here in the third quarter of Jeter Worthley. Had himself a pretty serviceable first half, made a couple really nice plays, but ultimately 0 points on the board.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting who for East steps up, right? Is it Owen Lesnick? Is it Luke Lindquist? Is it Kelby Zimmerman? Somebody has to start making plays besides Jeter Worthley and Dash Bauman. I'm a big fan of trying to get a short area passing game with Caden Chaddock, then coming back and have a little bit of a power run game with the one back with Dash Bauman instead of trying to just pass it all the time or run outside.
Here's a sweep to Dash Bauman as he gets a nice gain of 8 or 9 yards on that one up to the 29-yard line. And that's how, remember, Jay, that's how both of these teams started their opening drives in the first half.
Right.
Both of them, both Cash Butenbeck and Dash Bauman, got 8 or 9 yards on the first play from scrimmage, but then ultimately didn't really result in points or sustainable drives.
It also see with East, I think East, going back to last year, especially with Jeter Worthley, and he was just newly getting into the starting quarterback position. Tempo, I think, helps them as well to keep the Southeast defense off on the back on their heels. And so right there, now you have a legal procedure penalty. Mm-hmm. What we've seen in numerous times from both teams, good gain, second and manageable, third and short, penalty. Keep bumping your head or ramming your head against this brick wall. Discipline is key. Sometimes you see a lot of this in the first game, but we're in the second week of the season, and when you're playing in a tight game like this and you get in an explosive run, which is normally over 4.5 yards, you cannot give back 5 yards without even making the defense earn it.
So 2nd and 6 now after the fall started. How about that? As number 20, Ethan Quackenbush, excuse me, that's number 28, rather. 28, Bryson Ebeler. We got to make sure we get his name right because that was a heck of a hit by Ebeler coming from that second level.
Yeah, he's a middle linebacker. Great job by him reading the running back's shoulder. Again, I'm a big fan of leveraging the ball, not the block, inside out. Right when the running back, turned up, he not only hit him, rose and fired up through contact and dump trucked him right into the turf.
Real good legal hit there by Ebeler. Here's a play action as Worthy rolling to the left, looking, and he's going to be taken down by number 25, Parker Watson. The second time we've called his name for taking Worthley down in the backfield. And Jay Foreman, after an 8 or 9 yard gain on first down, Lincoln East is going to punt it away. They'll go 3 and out.
Parker Watson, one of the smallest guys out there that's playing a lot, is like a little rattlesnake, right? I'm pretty sure he has 2 or 3 older brothers used to tossing him around. Great job closing in on Worthley, tackling him around the waist, wrapping up, alligator tackling him down, punting the ball again for East. Southeast fully has the momentum coming out of halftime.
Wobbly kick, but takes a very friendly Lincoln East bounce. We'll have a penalty flag thrown at the 50-yard line. Nice little throw on the run by the official on that penalty flag. Is it'll be fielded and downed at the 40-yard line of Lincoln Southeast, but we'll see from Steve Nelson what this call is. I believe
thrown on the right side.
It's going to go against Lincoln East because they're trying to get the attention of Ryan Gatula.
Or is he arguing?
Or maybe it'll be a sideline warning on Lincoln Southeast. How about that? So the official got bumped by a member of the Lincoln Southeast, and the first one's a warning. The second one is the infraction.
Oh, maybe he didn't get bumped. Maybe it was the turf monster that got him as well.
I think he must have gotten bumped because he
threw the flag.
Yeah,
I wish I had a flag in Norman, Oklahoma.
Did you notice on the post game open I put that?
Yes,
play?
I know you did.
But I didn't mention anything about it.
I know.
I didn't mention anything during the post game show. I wasn't in the greatest mood, not because I had to do a post game show. It's the way the Nebraska game happened.
We sat there and watched that, man. But never fails.
That was one of the few highlights.
Keep reminding me that of every time I see you. Well, I can't forget about it.
Well, Jay, there's multiple things that happen throughout the course of a high school game as carry on first down goes for 4 yards, where it's like, man, that guy, he didn't get beaten by the turf monster.
Yeah, I know that.
Somebody that did.
These guys out here
Jay
way more athletic than I
NFL
ever was.
veteran. It's okay, gentlemen. You can trip on the turf and still make it.
Don't let it ruin your confidence.
Baxter back to pass, complete to the near side to Applegate. He's still on his feet. And they'll just blow it dead after 3 Spartans couldn't tackle him past the first down marker and then to East territory at their own 48-yard line, rather.
That was a great job by Baxter. He went off his first free, came all the way back to the other side of the field to Nate Applegate running a deep comeback, fitted in between 2 defenders. Good job by Applegate catching it with his hands, getting it in his body, turning it up, and get the first down.
So 1st and 10 on the Spartans' 48-yard line, and man, wouldn't a touchdown to start the third quarter be big here, or just points in any way, I suppose, be big for Lincoln Southeast as they toss it right side. Butenbach splits the hole and spins around across the 41 to the 40. Good gain of, about 8 yards or so on that first down carry. Brings up 2nd and a long 2. They'll call it 2nd and 3 officially, so at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, look, you start to see Southeast gaining more confident, run a little bit of a toss sweeps here with Cash Butenbach. And one thing that's I always tell, the tell-all sign for defense, yards after contact. You see Cash Butenbach start to get 1 or 2 yards after contact, possibly could lead to an explosive run.
8:01 to go, third quarter. Butenbach bounces off, takes a couple steps back, breaks the tackle, breaks another one, and then gets thrown down. Yeah. As there were just too many Spartans to overcome for Cash Butenbach. It was a 1-on-6 war that happened in the backfield there. It goes for a loss of 8 yards, so it negates that first down carry.
This is what this game has been. Really good on first down, terrible on second down. Put yourself behind the chains on third down and behind schedule. You went from 2nd and 3 to 3rd and 10 after a 7-yard loss. It puts Owen Baxter under a tremendous amount of pressure, even though Southeast offensive line is protected pretty well all night.
7:22 to go, third quarter, 3rd and 10 for Lincoln Southeast. Baxter fakes the handoff, throwing down the middle. Pass caught. Great fingertip catch by Ashton Coffey as he had to go behind his head a little bit, but right through the hole of that defense from Lincoln East across the 35 and down at the 32-yard line. So they convert a 3rd and 10 to the Knights, and they move the chains once again on the east side of the field.
Listen, if you're going to wear number 0 in football, you better be a bad dude. And Ashton Coffey has shown up multiple times in this game. Great catch, hand catcher, snatched it out of the air. Great route, though, right? Boxed out a pretty good defender in Ford, number 5, Mikael Ford, and caught it and got a couple yards after contact as well. Back on schedule, first down, expect a big run for Lincoln Southeast.
Toss out to the left side. Butenbach cuts back to the middle, spinning around, trying to break a tackle, unable to do so as a little bit of help came in for Dash Bauman in the form of the big number 53 for Lincoln East, and that's Emmett Carr came in to help finish off Butenbach, the ball carrier, after a gain of 2 yards.
We can expect a lot of Butenbach at this half. I haven't seen Caden Logan on the sideline, right? So you got to think they're going to lean on their bell cow. They're starting to churn out yards. Yes, that was only 2 yards. But I think when Coach Catula is looking at it, he's looking at the yards after contact, the surge by this offensive line.
Quick pass out right side. Good ball by
Great.
Owen Baxter. And a lot of running room here for number 13, Dallas Washington. House call. Touchdown,
again,
Dallas Washington. But as Jay Foreman just mentioned, we have a penalty
Lincoln
marker
East.
sitting at the
Listen,
29.
This game is getting more and more chippy. These guys know each other all the way from Lincoln Youth Football, right? As we saw when he was on offense, Noah Peterson had a late hit.
Yep.
Well, now he got the Lincoln Southeast offensive lineman, number 63, Dane Newman. Remember, he had the holding call against Caden Chaddock on the long one. I don't know if it's Dane Newman, but there's a penalty, possibly holding, a little extracurricular activity, giving him the business, whatever you want to call. And there's only 6 minutes left. This is the big penalty because Southeast is another play. A penalty takes points off the board. They possibly, without these untimely penalties, could be up 21-0. 21-0 in their rivalry game. Coach Catula is upset. He wants an explanation. The ref is coming over, or the sideline judge?
Yep. So it's going to be how about this? So it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on Lincoln Southeast, but it sounds like the touchdown will stand. So they're sorting things out. It sounds like the touchdown will stand on the 30-yard touchdown pitch and catch from Owen Baxter to Dallas Washington on a nice little screenplay. A great ball right in the breadbasket for Dallas Washington, where he caught it in stride off the throw from Owen Baxter, and great downfield blocking on the perimeter as well by a Lincoln Southeast receiver.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great job by Owen Baxter, right? So they ran a little bit of a bubble screen at Dallas Washington, and so what he did was he went a little bit backwards and then flared out a little bit, and then as he was catching the ball going forward, he caught it going upfield full speed, made one guy miss. He's one of the fastest guys out there, hit the sideline, strike up the band as we hear right now. Dallas Washington, Caden Logan, Cash Butenbach, the Pierre Allen, Xavion Campbell, the young talent, Caden Ward, Mason Maida, who hasn't got a catch or hasn't got a target yet, is the next level athlete. Lincoln Southeast young players are showing up big in a rivalry game. They're up 14-0. Does Lincoln East press with 6 minutes left in the third quarter because they can score quickly? I think the one thing what Lincoln East has to get going here is stop being so predictable. I like their first play right there. Came out in a bunch formation.
Yeah.
Ran Dash Bauman on a counter sweep week, and then went right back to what they were doing, dive up the middle, and then nothing was going in that series. You have to get this Lincoln Southeast defense on their heels. One way you can do that, especially when you have a quarterback that's an excellent baseball player, start to run some tempo.
Yeah.
Let's get these guys tired, start to spread them out, make them run a little bit, see if we can make them miss a tackle and get an explosive play.
So now, because of that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Lincoln Southeast, that's going to move the kickoff back 15 yards. So instead of kicking it off at the 40, they're going to kick it off from their own 25-yard line. So some good field possession, hopefully in the works for the Lincoln East Spartans, as their two returners, both number 8 Landon Lingenfelter and number 18 Rylan Miley, are standing at the Spartans' 20-yard line. So once again, the Knights kicking it off from their own 25-yard line, and this could be big for the Spartans with good field possession. A great kick all the way back at the 10, fielded once again by Lingenfelter. He has it on the right side across the 30. Has some room and gets pushed out of bounds inside or out the 40.
Clark now. Let me tell you something. Landon Lingenfelter is one of the fastest young kids in the city. If he would have caught that sideline, that head was already kicked back. Nobody was catching him. Lincoln East has to get some points on this drive.
Has to.
Not only to get some confidence, to get the momentum secured back on their sideline. There's plenty of time to come back. They have an explosive offense with explosive players. They just have looked out of sorts offensively. Let's see if they can get a good series in.
Well, as we talked about it, each team has been able to gain 8, 9, 10 yards on a first down, just unable to do anything in sustained drives. Handoff Bauman, bounces off one guy, but then is taken down just past the 42 at the 43 on the first down carry.
Good physical run there. Dash Bauman could have maybe cut back left and got some more room. Good pulling right there. Look, you see East running a little bit of tempo here. And I will tell you, people, I'm not sending text messages down there to Gingrey to get him going, but a little tempo helps a team out like this.
Handoff again, Bauman right side across midfield, and he's going to have a first down.
Out of bounds? Nope. Look, now you got a first down. Now you're starting to get some confidence. Now you're over the 50. Now we're loosening up that defense, right? I think the one thing that people don't understand is Lincoln East has allowed Southeast defense to be way too comfortable. Waiting for them to line up, make them play a little bit faster, make them play a little bit in space, gas them a little bit, and let's see if we can get some explosive plays out of it.
Pass out to the far side, complete. Splitting defenders is Landon Lingenfelter as he gets a nice gain on first down, a nice little bubble screen on the far side for a gain of 4 up to the 46-yard line.
He made Davion Williams miss right there. Good field by him. Missed him in open field, and he was able to get a 3 or 4 yard gain when it could have been stopped for nothing.
So 2nd down and 7 from the 46-yard line. Handoff Bauman going right side. A great tackle by the ankles.
Number 28, great tackle. First down saving tackle, explosive play. Number 28 for Southeast. Bryson Ebler, 5'11", 200-pound linebacker, fullback. But what we see now, right, a little tempo. He's cramping up. Lincoln East is on the move now.
3rd down and medium, 3rd and 5. Pass out to the left side. Not very accurate, but still hauled in, but taken down in the backfield is once again Landon Lingenfelter, and that all started in an inaccurate ball thrown by Jeter Worthley.
Yeah, a little high snap right there. When you throw these plays, you want to be on time and on target. Definitely not on time and off target. Good catch by Langenfeller, but went back to the well too much, right? A little bit of a now screen too much. The first 4 or 5 plays in that series, or that drive, were good plays. Worked all parts of the field. I think they fell in love with that short area passing game and went back to it too quick, and it didn't work out for them.
So now here's a punt by Lincoln East as it's going to be downed just inside their 20 at the 19-yard line. Jay, on a 4th and 6 there from the Knights 46, when you're down 14-0 with 4 minutes to go in the third, are you surprised they didn't go for it?
Yes, I am. Because
or maybe we saw a different play on 3rd down to set up a potential going for it on 4th down.
Right, but right now we're down 14-0. We don't have any momentum. And really, you have to also have confidence in your defense as well, because they really only gave up 7 points on a trick play.
Yeah, your defense has been good so far.
And you put them in a bad position coming out of halftime. Give them confidence that they can do it and go for it. You have a next-level quarterback, and you'd like to give your defense a little bit more rest.
Here's Caden Logan for the first time in the second half as a toss out to the right side will go for 7 yards up to the 27-yard line. So now that brings up 2nd and short, and we'll see if Southeast offense can avoid a penalty to set them back after they get, once again, 7 or 8 yards on first down.
Yeah, good toss play right there. Got a little bit of a soft edge on Lincoln East. And you like Caden Logan coming back after a little knick-knack injury and running behind his pads. And now, look, you saw Butenbach at first. Now you got Caden Logan in there. A good combination of running backs right there for Lincoln Southeast.
Baxter back to pass on 2nd and short. Taking a shot near side. He has Williams. Pass is through the hands. He had beaten his man, Noah Burhoop, who then stands up and still gives the incomplete signal when he got beat on that play.
He took some notes out of what the Gophers and Nebraska defensive backs yesterday. If they don't catch it, you made the play. Great pass, though, by Owen Baxter. Look, the improvement in his ability to play quarterback versus last year is astounding. Great pass. He threw the go route before the receiver even started looking for it. Dropped it in the breadbasket, just dropped by Davion Williams right there, which would have maybe not been a touchdown, but it definitely would have been an explosive play.
Quick pass. Yeah, quick pass out to the near side.
Now here comes the punt team. See, listen, this is we saw this last night, right? Okay, you got the momentum. You're up 14-0. Don't get too happy. And, okay, we'll deal with the first down run. You get 8 yards, right? 8 yards. Caden Logan. Don't go back to it. Now, I do agree with taking a shot. It was there. You just dropped it.
Yep.
But the cause and effect, you only needed 2 yards. You try to go to a now route to number 3, Isaac Bechtel. He drops it. Now, hardly any time goes off the clock. Lincoln East, both of their returners are at their 40. A bad punt, 10-yard return, they're right back where they started. Low line drive. Takes
very friendly Southeast bounce all the way to the 25. And there is where it will be down. 3:02 to go, third quarter. Let's take a 30-second breather. 14-0 Knights here at Seacrest Field. You're listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, and they've scouted out the best Kawasaki side-by-side deals for you. Score up to $2,500 off the 2023 Kawasaki Teryx and up to $1,000 off Mule Pro FX and FXCs. Whether you want to handle the toughest task in a trusted, tried and true mule or looking to dominate adventure in a Teryx, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of Kawasaki side-by-sides in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down. Offer valid through 9/30/2023. Subject to change without notice. Offer available on approved purchases of select new unregistered Kawasaki vehicles. Model and year exclusions apply. Cannot be combined with promotional retail financing rates.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back here at Seacrest Field with 2:54 to go in the third quarter. A pass out to the left side is going to be incomplete from Worthley, intended for number 4, Owen Lasig. On the play, it looks like we have an injured Knights defensive
I think
back.
it's the cramps now. We talked about this before the game. Hydration is key. Hydration doesn't start the day of the game. It starts about 2 or 3 days before the game starts. It was real warm, real muggy when the game started. Obviously, a little bit cooler as we're getting into deep in the third quarter. But, you know, you're not going to cramp right away in the first or second quarter. It's the third and fourth quarter. So you're going to see more of these, delay the game here. Now, but Southeast is able to defensively make any type of adjustments that they need, because it looks like East is trying to go tempo, spread them out a little bit. They did it on the first play there. Good pass by Jeter Worthley to Owen Lessig. Look like they're trying to really test this Southeast defense on the outside by the passing game versus a toss play. And now with their cornerback having to come out, right, for at least Donald DeFran Jr., at least for one play. Whoever replaces them, if it's more than one play, look for Lincoln East to go attack him. As a matter of fact, we saw this last year when Nebraska was on the road against Iowa, right? One of their Riley Moss, I think, got knocked out of the game.
Yep.
The backup came in. Not only did Trey Palmer take advantage, but Marcus Washington as well. I think Southeast is replacing him with number 11, DJ Atheros, the 6'1", 160-pound QB and defensive back for a play or two. So we'll see what Lincoln East does. Or maybe it's check that. It's Isaac Bechtel, the 6'1", 175-pound corner, coming in for DeFran Jr.
So after the injury on DeFran Jr., 2nd and 10 at their own 25-yard line for Lincoln East, down by 2 touchdowns. Worthley back to pass, looking left, pass hauled in. It was another inaccurate pass, a tad behind the intended receiver, Michael Ford. Hauls it in after a short gain of just 4 on the play, and that brings up 3rd down and 6. And man, it feels, although there's plenty of time for Lincoln East, these third downs are getting more and more crucial.
And you know what? They're more and more towards third and unmanageable.
Yeah.
So they're behind the chains and off rhythm like they have been all game.
Worthley looking right. He's going to throw on a comeback. Pass is going to be hauled in by Lasig, and he's going to be a tad shy of the first down marker. But Jay,
do you go for this?
It's going to be 4th and 1.
Oh, you can't predetermine go. You got to go for this.
I think if you're John Gingery here, you got to just line up your guys and go for it. I mean,
you're 4th and a half a yard.
I think if
I go for this.
If you're Lincoln East here, this feels like a situation where you might be able to take some momentum back from Lincoln Southeast, right? Your defense has been real excellent all game, besides on a couple trick plays. This punt going to be taking a friendly Lincoln East bounce inside the 30.
It went off for number 3.
How about that? It hits a Lincoln Southeast upman, and it's going to be recovered by the Spartans.
Whoa,
but now,
what's the ref doing?
Now the referee is going to signal.
He's discombobulated.
Now,
that's wrong.
So now the ref is going. Hold on 1 second. The ref is going to signal that it's Southeast ball for the moment.
Whoa, he's doing it again.
Dash Bauman is in there having a conversation with the referee and Steve Nelson's crew.
Gingrich, if I'm Gingrich, I'm all the way out past the numbers. That clearly went off of
And
Isaac
how about
Bechtel.
that? They're going to give it to Lincoln
It
Southeast.
clearly went off Isaac Bechtel. He wasn't blocked into it. East recovered.
Wow.
I have no idea how it's Southeast ball. I've never seen that before.
So how about that? It'll be Lincoln Southeast football 206. They avoid a disastrous mistake, and they'll take over at their own 28-yard line. Baxter under center. I formation, one right out, and that's Washington the near side. Toss out left side, boot and back, cuts across a couple times, and gets taken down from behind by Dash Bauman. What
Great
an athletic play
You see
by
why
Dash
he's going
Bauman.
to Wyoming. You see the speed with his track prowess. You see him being one of the leading tacklers in the state last year. Seeing Dash Bauman close in on Cash Butenbach. Great closing speed. But I'm going to go back to that, Nick. That's a game-altering play. You just, in my opinion, reluctantly, ideally, punted the ball. Southeast, Isaac Bechtel makes a crucial mistake, didn't hear the Peter call, bounces off his legs. East runs over there and gets the ball, recovers the ball. The ref, I thought he just might have just pointed the wrong way, because sometimes when you're caught up in the excitement, you point the wrong way. I don't know that there's any reason why it's not East ball right now on the 24 or 28-yard line, because that's where it would have been.
We are 1:24 to go here in the third quarter. Lincoln Southeast leads 14-0, and the Knights just took a timeout. We'll go ahead and keep it right here since the timeout won't be much longer. But, Jay, man, I mean, you want to talk about a momentum-shifting play. First of all, we both agree that Lincoln East, they had it at their own 39-yard line. They needed to go about a half a yard, and they quickly ran the punt team out there. They knew that they were going to punt it. They were trying to play the field position game. It almost paid off for them. It should have, by rule, paid off for them as that hit off the leg of Isaac Bechtel of Lincoln Southeast on the punt without him knowing it, without him trying to. And immediately the referee hands it to the Knights. So there you go. And after a 2-yard loss on first down and out of the timeout, it'll bring up 2nd down and 12 from the Lincoln Southeast 26-yard line. It's 14-0. Knights out in front by 2 touchdowns over the Spartans, and it's I formation with 2 wideouts to the top side for Baxter and company. Hands it off on the side. Booting back. He'll get spun around and taken down right at the line of scrimmage. And once again, we're seeing the Spartans defense standing tall and doing their part.
Yeah, they are. They're doing a good job of penetrating at the point of attack and fast flowing to the ball and having more hats to the ball than Southeast has blockers. And so, look, this East defense played well last year, and they continue to play well. So what they need to do right now is bow their necks, get off the field, and give their offense one more chance to get some points on the board. Because right now, they on offense look totally discombobulated, out of rhythm, and look lethargic right now. And they need a spark, and it has to be led by their defense.
Turn play action. Baxter's going to keep it. What a design as he has a big hole on the right side and has a first down across the 40-yard line. Great fake and great job by Owen Baxter. Nobody on East defense knew that he had the football.
Yeah, it was a great fake, and it faked it out so much that the ref at the original point of attack missed the tackle by number 4 and allowed Owen Baxter to go around the edge and get a first down and get him out of a little bit of dangerous territory, mainly because they didn't have any momentum. Southeast has firm control of this game. They're going to let it go to the fourth quarter with a 14-point lead. East is looking up the side of the mountain where Southeast is climbing and is at the top of right now. It's going to take a full team effort from the coaching staff, the captains on East, and their playmakers to bring this East Spartan team back, because as the game is going on, you see these Southeast Knights start to crank up. You start to see the confidence. Look at the difference in the sidelines, right? You see patches of players over there on Lincoln East talking. Not a lot of huddling, not a lot of emotion. Now look at the movement of the Southeast Knights sideline. Everybody's moving. Everybody's slapping each other's hands. The encouragement is there. They're definitely in there with Coach Catula taking his coaching, going into the fourth quarter and trying to close out this game.
Let's take a 30-second timeout when we go into the fourth quarter. 14-0, all Lincoln Southeast to this point over the Spartans here at Seacrest Field. Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman back with you with the start of the fourth quarter here just moments away on 93.7 The Ticket.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Discovery Days will give you the opportunity to experience SCC firsthand this fall. Discovery Days provide information about SCC's programs of study, how to pay for college, SCC support services, housing, activities, and more. A campus tour and lunch are provided. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Start of quarter number 4. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. Butenbach with a big hole up the middle. Gets a nice gain of 4 or 5 yards up to the 44-yard line of Lincoln Southeast, and it'll be 2nd down and 7 here for the Knights. While we have a few moments, want to thank our sponsors, as always, for making high school broadcast possible. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, Southeast Community College, Members Own Credit Union, Doane University, Sunbelt Rentals, Union Bank and Trust, the NDOT Highway Safety Office, and Play It Again Sports. 11:25 to go here, fourth quarter. 14-0 Lincoln Southeast with the 14-point advantage over the Spartans. The Knights are in no hurry here in the final quarter of play. Baxter fakes it. It was a little bit of a miscommunicated play. Baxter throwing it, and he'll just toss it out of bounds, as that play was a little bit botched from the start, as looked like Butenbach or Baxter, either one of them went the wrong way. And so that brings up 3rd down and 6 from their own 45-yard line. An absolutely pivotal 3rd down opportunity for the Spartans defense to get a stop. And if you're also the Knights, I don't see, Jay, how you don't just run this ball with Butenbach, and if it gets 4th and short, you step on the throat if you're the Knights.
I'm thinking it's 2-down territory because the Lincoln East Spartans haven't challenged your defense at all night. And so if you get this 1st down, you're thinking another 4 or 5 minutes goes off the clock, but they get stuffed for a tackle for loss. Most likely this is when you punt the ball, but if they had got a positive gain out of there, I'm definitely going for it, because whether it's by play calling, execution, the Lincoln East offense has not been up to snuff, and it's different than I assumed coming in the game because of the amount of points that they put up against a stingy Kearney defense last week on the road, considering that Southeast offense only was able to score 7 points.
10:31 to go. Back to punt are the Knights. It's 2 guys back deep for the Spartans. A wobbly punt on the near sideline, bounces once and goes out of bounds at the 23-yard line. So we have an injured Spartan on the field back at the 35-yard line, but at the 24 of Lincoln East is where they'll set up shop for another offensive possession, looking for their first points in this one. Jay, something to note as we get towards the back end of this ball game, the wind has completely stopped here at Seacrest Field. So neither team with an advantage or with a disadvantage, depending on which way you're going. It looks like number 20, Kelby Zimmerman, we've called his name quite a few times this evening.
A little bit of a cramp there.
Yeah, he's banged up a little bit, getting walked to the sideline.
He's been active all night, and like I said, it was a real warm and humid night, and it can take a lot out of you. And so you're going to see some guys cramp. He's walking off. He's starting to loosen up a little bit. So you got to get that kind of rubbed out, massaged a little bit, get some electrolytes into you. And look, it's a tough game. You got 10 minutes left against your cross-city rival. You're down 14-0. You played a big role in it, which he has, into this season so far, and expect to continue to do so. So for East, it's all hands on deck. You got to not only think, hey, there's not a magical play that's going to give you 14 points, but you need the magical execution that's going to give you the momentum to at least get 7 points. And so time is of the essence right now for this Lincoln East offense.
10:21 to go, fourth quarter for Lincoln East as they searching for answers on offense. Great job so far through almost three full quarters and change by this Southeast Knights defense and the team coached by Ryan Gatula. So Worthy will come out, 2 wideouts near side, 1 to the far side. They'll send 1 guy in motion, turn, fake the handoff. Worthy looking right side. Pass is going to be caught on the far side. Just at that first down marker is Landon Lingenfelter. taken down on the play by number 11, DJ Arturis.
Hey, I'm gonna keep telling you this, man. This is the funniest. Noah Peterson, the 6'1", 240-pound offensive defensive lineman, is mixing it up with everybody. I seen him mix it up with DBs, linebackers. Now him and Pierre Allen were giving each other the business. 40 yards away from the play where the play ended, Pierre Allen was giving him the business back so much he caught a cramp in his hamstring. So 7 seconds went off the clock. Another play where Noah Anderson has his hands out like he's a bird that he didn't do anything. He is definitely playing to the echo of the whistle, and he's pushing plenty of buttons out there. And I think he's remembering all the times that maybe he had lost to Southeast and Lincoln Youth football. He's trying to get as much payback as possible because he's a senior this year.
Noah Peterson, the 6'1", 240-pound senior. So 1st and 10, they're actually going to give Lingenfelter the first down on that 10-yard pass completion, the pitch and catch from Worthy to Lingenfelter. So now it's going to be 1st and 10. We're under 10 minutes here in the fourth quarter. Trips out to the near side. One wide receiver at the top, and Bauman 2 yards behind Worthy in the pistol. So now Worthy will get the snap here on 1st down. Back to pass after faking the handoff, looking right, has one-on-one coverage at the top. Pass is going to be intercepted. Oh, now dropped. Great defensive play and concentration by Ashton Coffey as it looked for a moment that Michael Ford was going to haul that pass in. And then it looked like Ashton Coffey, the man in coverage in one-on-one situation, was going to pick it off. But then eventually he knocked it out of his hands. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10 coming up.
That was a great competitive play by both Coffey and Ford there. That they were, look, it was a straight 9 route. Great pass there by Worthy on the money. First, Ford had it. Coffey had it. Ford went back and played defense as an offensive receiver. Great play there, and that's what you see in these type of games. Closely tight game. Every inch, every play means everything to each other. So now you got to see who's going to be the one that finishes this game. There's 9 minutes and 35 seconds left. This game is far from over, and one play can lead to a momentum-changing play that can push this East Spartan team over the edge. But up until right now, Nick, we've been through three full quarters and a third of the fourth quarter. The Lincoln East
Man, I think there's a couple students in that student section getting into it a little bit. Man, Jay.
Oh, Lincoln East?
Yeah. There's some dudes flinging some shirts. Look at they're just I don't know if they're trying to get some energy, but now they got some school officials going over and sorting things out. Man, they had some extracurricular activities outside in the parking lot last week at the Lincoln High Southwest game.
Yeah, that was good.
So now back on the play. Worthy steps up, breaks one tackle. Great job, man. Jay, he almost got sacked for a loss of about 8 yards back at the 29, but somehow, some way, his athleticism bails himself and the Spartans offense out. It's going to be a 2nd and short.
Peter Worthy, 6 foot,
3rd and short, rather.
185-pound quarterback, is well built, phenomenal athlete. Has gotten a lot better at playing the position of quarterback. Can sense pressure in the pocket.
3rd down and 1. They give it to their guy, Dash Bauman, the Wyoming football commit, and he just powers his way forward for 3 yards up to the Spartans' 47-yard line, and that's going to be a 1st down. So as Jay said, tempo here, trips out to the near side. They're setting up here. Worthy looking, sets up, gets the snap, turns, hands it off. Bauman splits 2 defenders, spins away from another one, and then is taken down right at the 50-yard line at midfield here at Seacrest Field. 8:41 to go here in quarter number 4. 14-0 your score. Lincoln Southeast up by 2 touchdowns. But Spartans have the ball and are putting together one of their more sustainable drives of the day so far without having a penalty to put them 6 steps behind the 9 steps that they already went forward. So here comes the snap on 2nd and 7. Handoff Bauman once again. He splits 2 defenders, gets across the 1st down marker, and he'll move the chains for the Spartans one more time as he gets up to the 42-yard line.
Yeah, it was a good play there by Dash Bauman, the Wyoming commit, whereas, look, he broke 2 or 3 tackles, finished it off, got the 1st down. It gives East a little bit of a mini timeout to where they can get set up, get the call in from the sideline, and not lose a lot of time off the clock.
So pass out, 1st down, complete. Trying to navigate his way is Lingenfelter. He breaks a couple tackles, splits some defenders, and gets a 16-yard
There's
gain.
another first down. Tempo is get the Southeast defense on their heels. Landon Langenfeller, good catch right there. Really didn't know where to go. Was actually blocked too good. He had two options. Went outside, came back inside, got a first down after a 16-yard gain.
Jay, correct me if I'm wrong. This is the first time, and it's taken almost 3.5 quarters that we've seen Worthy really get into a rhythm here. On first down, back to pass, throwing it far side, has a guy in coverage, and he drops the pass. A great ball by Jeter Worthy going towards that short pylon on the far side of the field, the first pylon in the end zone. It would have been 6, but instead it's going to be 2nd and 10 once again for the Spartans as the pass is dropped.
Yeah, it was a good coverage also there by Coffee, but a really good pass there by Jeter Worthy and right through the hands of Mikhail Ford. Look for them possibly to go back to that maybe a little bit later in this fourth quarter.
7:36 to go, fourth quarter. Worthy fakes the handoff, looking, rolls out to the right. Great. That could have been a block in the back on Peterson on Pierre Al Jr., but instead Worthy's going to get a first down on a 13-yard scamper.
The clock is stopped a little bit. You got to move the chains. The East coaches are doing a good job of kind of getting them in a hurry-up tempo type of offense. East has got to make sure that they execute. You don't want any legal procedure penalties, false starts. You want to just keep this momentum going. Because, look, the Southeast defensive lineman has checked out the game already. The East has found something here.
Pass complete left side to Lingenfelter.
But again, the clock is running. Now you're in a rhythm. We'll see. Southeast got 2 guys down now.
Yep.
You got Coffee there up there at the top there. He's cramping up on down here near us to us on the numbers. Number 2 is Xavion Campbell. He's cramping up. Did it force Lincoln Southeast to call a timeout, or is it an injury timeout with 2 players cramping up? Xavion's gotten up, but it looks like Ashton Coffee is on the field getting stretched out, cramps. Now, look, this is what you want to do. If you can finish this drive off, you have plenty of time, and then you want to crank up the pressure even more. And so now you can't think about what you didn't do in the first 3 quarters. You got to think about what we can do to lengthen this game, even though we're running tempo in the last 7 minutes.
That's been a heck of a battle. A lot of times in one-on-one coverage between Coffee and Michael Ford, right? That's been a heck of a battle tonight. Great plays from both guys on both sides of the ball. So we'll see if maybe Lincoln East, if Coffee's out for an extended period of time, maybe that's something that the Spartans notice, and they'll go Michael Ford's way a little bit more.
Coffee's out. Xavion Campbell is out, so now you have to start your defensive end and your corner out. What they did, how Lincoln Southeast countered that, they brought in 2 big guys from offense, right? They brought in Mason Maida and Big Cooper Johnson in there to play the nose. And so that's the thing when you're Southeast. You could lose your starting defensive end, but you got some pretty good talent coming in off the bench from the offensive side of the ball.
So Worthy in the shotgun, 1 running back to the right side. He rolls out right side, evades some pressure, still looking. Pass across the middle. What a play and what a catch by Owen Lasig for the touchdown from 11 yards out. Jay, that was a heck of a throw and a heck of a play by Jeter Worthy.
Jeter Worthy gets in the rhythm. We saw it last year. Remember, he was struggling a little bit in their base offense. We kept saying just get into the little bit 2-minute offense, and that's where he really took off. Great series by Jeter Worthy. Great pass right there. Owen Lasig put it in, and it was all set up. But guess what, Nick? The thing that has survived Father Time. If we had
not the turf.
It's not the turf monster. It is the dead leg. And he gave the defender the dead leg. He got the edge, and when he got out the edge, he has a good enough or not a great enough arm, body control to throw it across his body on the money to number 4, Owen Lasig. Touchdown, 14-7. Knights are up, but the momentum is over there. To the crazy, it might have been what they did over there in the student section.
It might have been.
Throwing water, getting roughhousing a little bit, woke up this team. Now, if I'm Lincoln Southeast, let me ask you this. What do you do now? Do you try to do you get conservative?
Yeah.
Or do we keep it steady Eddie? Because this is your 4-minute offense. It used to be at 4 minutes with 4-minute offense. 4-minute offense for you people out there when you're watching college football tomorrow. And in the coming weeks, it starts at the 6-minute mark. What do you do, Nick?
You can't be. I think what's interesting, Jay, is how effective has Southeast offense really been tonight?
Right. It's kind of full.
So that's what's interesting, right? Because you look at the score and you say, all right, Southeast has a 7-point lead, but really Lincoln East has done a really good job. Lincoln Southeast has scored on a trick play, and off a really good field position as well. So you just wonder sometimes, all right, how well of an oiled machine is Southwest offense?
Well, we're
Jay,
about to see right now. Is that big offensive line going to win the game, or is Lincoln East defense has been pesky going to get the ball back?
So here it is, fielded inside the 5. Here's Caden Logan, the freshman, and great tackle by big man number 51 rather. And he's not even on the roster. Is he even playing? Is he eligible?
Hey, yes, he's eligible. He got called up from JV or reserve.
Yes.
And he came down to that's a great listen, that's a great tackle right there.
Yep.
Caden Logan is a dangerous kick returner. Open field. He looks like an offensive line or defensive line. You want to get in these games, right? These are the things that as they get older, obviously my age, I'm older, you just a little bit older. These are the memories that are made. This is how you get noticed.
Yeah.
Running down there on kickoff, making a play on a great running back.
So a huge opportunity for the Spartans defense to get the ball back for their offense after they scored their first touchdown of the game. Handoff on first down. Great tackle there by number 20, Kelby Zimmerman, who we saw was dealing with the cramp just a few minutes ago, but now is back in the game and made an impact on first down, stops him after a gain of 2.
Yeah, Southeast tried to run a little bit of a counter back. It was stuffed. Good job by the interior of the East defensive line. Great job by number 20 from East, fighting Kelby Zimmerman, coming off the edge, unblocked, tackling Caden Logan for a 2 or 3 yard gain. Here we go.
So
look, you got the freshman in there.
Yeah,
You got the freshman. 6 minutes to go.
2nd and 7, 6:07 to go, fourth quarter. Handing off, Caden Logan cutting his way, and he's going to go
do you call
for
no, there's plenty of time.
Plenty of time, especially after that drive we saw. So a short gain on second down makes it 3rd and 5 from the 24-yard line.
That's a generous spot. You get hit in the backfield, tackled in the backfield, and you get 2 yards. I wish I was playing running back. I'd have another 2,000 yards.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That is if the turf didn't get you, man. 5:27.
Right next to Steve Taylor and
Aaron Davis. 5:23 to go here, fourth quarter, 3rd and 5 from the 24-yard line. Baxter turns, fakes the handoff, gets hit as he throws, had a receiver wide open.
Hey,
Noah Peterson.
Noah Peterson, a.k.a. Warren Sapp, Aaron Donald. Swim move on the center, unblocked into Owen Baker's face. Crushes Owen Baker as he's throwing the ball. Owen Baxter, came up 2 yards short. Number 4, Caden Ward was wide open. He'd be still running.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He'd be running from here to Hy-Vee right now.
Lincoln East selling out on the run, and the blitz. The blitz paid off. Jay, I think that's got to be our hit of the game on Owen Baxter right there.
That's it. But, is Buddy Ryan over there calling defensive plays?
Potentially.
Or is it Rex Ryan?
It
could be Greg Williams, too. Whatever the 46 defense that they put in there. Lincoln East dialing up the zero blitz.
So once again, that is going to be our Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy hit of the game.
Yeah.
If you're experiencing pain or soreness, like probably Owen Baxter is after that hit, make your way over to Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy today, just 1 block east of 70th and Pioneer. So now, 5:07 to go. 5 minutes left to go in the game. Lincoln East takes over at their own 49-yard line. 1st and 10, 1 running back to each hip of Jeter Worthley. Worthley turns, hands it off. Bauman with the first down carry. Has a hole on the right side, bounces outside across the 35 and thrown out of bounds at the 33.
Whoa, you got lucky there. The Southeast defender, a late hit. It could have tacked on another 15 yards. We saw it in the AFC Championship last year. Bengals against the Chiefs gives you extra yardage, but it wasn't called. But now look, the East Spartans wore Southeast defense out on the series before. Jeter Worsley and the Spartan gang are on the move. Jeter Worsley, this is how you become a legend right here. This is how you become a legend, Nick.
5:01 fourth quarter, 14-7 Lincoln Southeast out in front by a touchdown. Turns, hands it off. Bauman lowers his left shoulder. Gets a push, and that'll be a 2-yard gain up to the 31-yard line.
If I'm East, I'm going tempo. If I'm East, I'm continuing to go tempo with 4 down territory. We have our baseball commit quarterback. That's it's one of the better quarterbacks in the state. We got our Division I running back. We got them on their heels. It's 2nd and 8. We got to go for it.
2nd and 8, Worthley, a little bit of a botched play, just chucks it downfield. Great decision by Jeter Worthley, rather.
Right.
As
I like
the throw out of bounds stops the clock, allows everybody to kind of take a breath.
Correct.
Free timeout.
Yep. Catch
Jay, give me a fist bump. Come on, man.
Catch your breath a little bit. The excitement, Nick. This is what we do this for right here. Friday nights, 2 competitive teams, well coached, going at it.
3rd down and 8. Worthley back to pass, steps up, looking, surveying, throws it downfield, pass caught.
Pass interference.
And now he dropped it.
You have a flag in the middle of the field. Pass interference on 2 Southeast defenders.
So let's explain that first of all. The ball was in the vicinity of Presley Hall, the 6'1" junior. It looked like he came down with it, but then he dropped it. It was going to be a 1st down, but then we have flags all the way at the 10-yard line inside the red zone. This is monumental for this football game.
And here's what's also interesting. The flag was thrown before the pass was attempted. What do they do here? What is it? Where's the referee going? Oh, he's walking it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 and a half steps. Now, Jeter Worthley and those guys get another 4 downs. Yep. This Southeast defense is gassed right now. Because all the offseason you've been doing, lifting weights, this is what it comes down to right now. Can you bow up 4 downs, right? We saw this last night. Can you make the plays to win the game?
4 minutes and 21 seconds remain. 1st and 10 after the Southeast penalty. And the Spartans have it at the Southeast 21. Down by a touchdown. Worthley in the shotgun, turns, hands it off, or rather keeps it himself up the field and gets taken down at the 15. A great gain on 1st down of 6 yards.
Great job by Jeter Worthley. Hold it in there in the running back's stomach right here, deciding to keep it. He knew by the play design that they were able to get the edge against Southeast defense off tackle because Southeast ran an inside dog cross blitz that paid dividends early in the game, but the Lincoln East Spartans were well prepared for it. Southeast, I think, called a timeout, get a little breather, give their defense. Their defense is looking gassed right now.
So it is a Lincoln East timeout.
Oh, Lincoln East timeout.
Lincoln East called the timeout. They now have 2 remaining, but let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. Don't go anywhere, folks. Down by a touchdown are the Spartans, but threatening in the Knights red zone right here on 3-7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Nick Sainert, Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman next to me to my left. And there we've got a doozy tonight. 4:02 remaining here in the 4th quarter. It's going to be 2nd and 4 after the Lincoln East timeout. And the Spartans down by 7. Now, I mean, Jay, same question can be asked once again as we asked after the Spartans scored their first touchdown. If you're the Knights and if you're Ryan Gatula, what do you do on offense? It's similar to the Huskers last night. What do you do and where do you go on offense if you need to score points in a quick fashion?
Yeah, if you have to score, I'm going to Dallas, Washington.
There you go.
Every time he's touched the ball tonight, he's 1 step away. He scored once, and the other one he barely got tackled. These are my most explosive outside player. Him and Nate Applegate, or Jake Applegate.
Worthy on 2nd down and 4, going to keep it himself. Throws downfield, pass cut, touchdown, Lincoln East.
Flags.
But I
No
think
flag. No flag. Oh!
And now they're going to call a flag. They're going to throw a flag. Jay, so the line of scrimmage was at the 15-yard line. Jeter Worthley threw that pass at the 14-yard line. However, no referee was paying attention because the line judge was all the way at the end zone by the pylon.
Yeah, and here's the thing. The umpire or the ref threw the flag.
Yep.
40 seconds afterwards.
Exactly. Southeast coaches, to their credit, they understood the play call, or they understood what the foul was on that play. But now, Jay, that's going to be a loss of down, if I remember correctly.
3rd and 8.
And it's going to be a 5-yard, a 5-yard penalty, which makes it 3rd down and 8 instead of a tied ball game.
Wow. Game of inches, game of half a yard. But if I'm the East Spartans, I still have momentum.
Yep.
Southeast hasn't stopped us in 2 drives. Now we got some confusion here. Are you going to have to burn a timeout?
Watch for Michael Ford. Remember, number 0 for Lincoln Southeast, Ashton Coffey went out with cramps. Worthy looking Ford's way. He'll dump it off. Pass cut. And it's going to be a first down and more. Bauman lunges. Touchdown, Lincoln East.
Jeter Worthy had just let you know he is in the building. If you have not noticed, Jeter Worthy has taken over this game. And let me tell you something even more, Nick. I know, listen, the power surge, the pandemonium has turned off your computer. Last year, the game that we called, Lincoln Southeast was up 14-0. East came back to win the game just like that. Down by 1 point, extra point. We have a barn burner. 3 minutes and 46 seconds left. We told you from the first series, it was pure pandemonium. The Lincoln East Spartans offense sputtering all game. No continuity, no energy. Lincoln Southeast up and down the field, physically wearing them down. Somehow, some way. Jay Foreman has been calling for tempo for the last 2 quarters. You go tempo the last 2 series, and Lincoln East has tied the ball game up. 3 minutes and 46 seconds left. Old momentum is over there on the Lincoln East sideline. Old momentum is not thinking about Southeast. And guess what? The pressure now is on Gatula and the offensive coordinator to come up with something innovative but effective, right? And they haven't done it. It's almost like they got the lead, Nick, and started the clock watch. For you young folks out there that are going to play on Sunday down on Lincoln Youth Football, or maybe not, don't ever clock watch. Play to the end of the game. That way you don't have to worry about giving up leads. We have a ball game. 2 0-1 teams playing for pride, needing that first win. Great players are all across the field. This is an exciting ball game.
3:46 to go, fourth quarter, 14-all after Lincoln East had no hope earlier in this fourth quarter. Couldn't do anything on offense as the kick goes out of the end zone for a touchback. They score 14 unanswered against the Knights. And now all the pressure, as you just said it, Jay Foreman, are on the Lincoln Southeast Knights offense, led by all-city quarterback in 2022, Owen Baxter.
You got the 2 best quarterbacks in the city, okay? Owen Baxter, Jeter Worthy. And here's the thing about it. When you're coaching these kids, and one of the best things one of the best things a coach could do is you have to know your kids. You have to know their strengths and weaknesses. Jeter Worthy, right? A Division I baseball player, right? Been dominating in baseball. And so to take all the guesswork out of it, right? What do? Yeah. Up the tempo. Let him play baseball. Let him play shortstop. Let him be in the outfield. He's been magnificent the last 2 quarters, even though East at times had shown it, not as much run game, right? Now you're getting him out on the edge, using his athletic ability. And you also have to give the Lincoln East offensive line credit. You got 2 really good defensive ends. We haven't heard their name all second half.
3:46 to go here in regulation. And an unbelievable game, once again, that we've seen a missed field goal. We've seen multiple trick plays.
Touchdowns called back.
I'll say plenty of penalties that have been called back. Pass. Intercepted.
Oh, my gosh.
And here goes Noah Burhoop back on the other way.
Swagalicious. Hey, you guys don't know Noah Burhoop. I'm going to tell you this right now. Noah Burhoop's name or nickname is Swagalicious.
There you go.
Okay, Swagalicious didn't get full. No fake counter, right? Send the court or the running back up the sideline on the wheel route. Not on Noah Burhoop.
So now,
not on
how about that? Owen Baxter turns the ball over for the first time tonight as he throws an interception right into the Spartans defense and into the hands of Noah Burhoop down the far side. So it's going to be 1st and goal from the 8-yard line for Lincoln East.
I cannot believe the football watched the last 24 hours because Lincoln East was dead in the water. Yep. I mean, literally no hope.
1st and goal, handoff Bauman, left side, trying to power his way in. Dragon Knights into the end zone. It takes just 1 play and just 7 seconds for Dash Bauman to trot in from 8 yards out. And the Spartans have scored 20, could be 21 unanswered points on the Lincoln Southeast Knights.
Nick, just look at the fans. Look at the parents of Southeast. They're looking around. They don't know what's going on. Look at them. They're looking around at each other. What are we watching? Well, I'm about to let you know what you're watching. You're watching excellence of execution by Jeter Worthy and Dash Bauman. What have they done? They said, you know what? We're not going out like no chumps. We're here to win this game. And we said it, Nick, about 5 minutes ago. It was actually 7 minutes and 4 seconds, right?
Yep.
Okay, 7 minutes and 4 seconds ago, we said if they scored once, where would the momentum go? Right over the East. Yep. They're riding this momentum wave to a 7-point lead. 21 unanswered points in a matter of 4 minutes and like 35 seconds. This is crazy right now. Couldn't move the ball all game.
3:29 to go, and just 4 minutes ago, Jay, I tweeted out 4 minutes ago in real time, not game time. 4 minutes ago in real time, I tweeted out, hey, the Spartans have tied things up at 14. Make sure you listen to Jay and I as we finish off the 3 minutes and 46 seconds of this one. And just 17 seconds of game time later, we have a 21-14 Lincoln East Spartans lead here in the final moments of this one. What a game for week 2, our third game of 2023 season here tonight at Seacrest.
Well,
it's great weather, calm wind, and what a good football
leaving.
game.
You see Southeast fans leaving. The hope is slowly but surely dissipating from the sideline up into their fan base. But I will tell you this, Lincoln Southeast fans and family, you got 3 minutes and 29 seconds left to get this game into overtime. Plenty of time.
21-14, the kickoff will go through the end zone for a touchback as the freshman returner, Caden Logan, just lets that one bounce on through. So now Owen Baxter has to flush what just happened. And that what just happened was just a few moments ago, he threw an interception right into the hands of Noah Burhoop, the 5'10", 175-pound defensive back for Lincoln East. So now Owen Baxter and Cash Butenbach trot back on out there. Guess who's back in after going out of the game for cramps a while back? Ashton Coffey. He's lined up in the slot.
Look, they're going 5 wides, trying to do a little bit of East Spartans against the East Spartans. We're going to see if East Spartans can rush the pass.
Peterson off the edge, and he takes down Baxter.
There he is. Noah, Warren, Sapp, Peterson has been an unstoppable force. He has been giving people the business in the play and out of the play. The last 2 plays, he has came around on a loop and sacked the quarterback twice, had the pressure to eliminate the touchdown play that Southeast had drawn up, kind of a tight end delay, hit the quarterback. Now he comes back and gets a huge sack, 7-yard loss. The Lincoln East Spartans look like they are going into overdrive right now. They have a sense of energy that they haven't had for 3.5 quarters. 2nd
down and 18 as they dump it off. Cash Butenbach, and he drops the pass. That goes incomplete, and they're going to call a flag. Number 53 for Lincoln East, Emmett Carr. That was a late whistle, Jay. I hope that the refs convene. I hope that they decide to pick up this flag, because if they don't, it's going to be an automatic first down on the unsportsmanlike conduct or unnecessary roughness or personal foul, whatever the terminology is here for that specific instance. We'll see what Steve Nelson says. So it is going to be a personal foul on Emmett Carr, Emmett Carr.
He was playing,
and that's a really, really tough call, because he did not take Cash Butenbach down.
No.
He led up. He didn't wrap him up. That's a really, really tough call to swallow if you're Lincoln East.
Yeah, he slid on his knees and kind of like pushed him. But at the end of the day, the crowd is so loud, you might not be able to hear the whistle. You want him hustling to the plate. It wasn't a malicious late hit. He's playing. He doesn't know it's a dead play because he can't hear.
Well, and frankly, I'd be honest, Jay. I mean, that also falls on the officials at times. They're still struggling. It should be an automatic first down. Unnecessary roughness should make it an automatic first down, but on the scoreboard it says 3rd down. Ashton Coffey with the catch, and it's going to be right at the first down marker.
The chain game is messed up,
and they're going to say first down. So the line judge comes in, says first down.
They gave him a first down. That was not a first down.
Here's what I'll say, Jay. Here's what I'll say, man. I also blame some of the officials on that pass, because that was clearly a forward pass. There was no question about it being backwards.
Right.
It was a clear drop by Cash Butenbach, and yet you waited 5 or 6 seconds to blow the whistle.
Exactly.
1st down and 10, pass out far side, tipped, and it falls incomplete off the hands of number 13, Dallas Washington. That one tipped up in the air about 8 feet. Lucky that a Spartan defender didn't get his mitts on it.
Yeah, it was. He threw from one hash to outside the numbers. He's lucky it wasn't another pick six or a potential pick six. When it tips off the hands high like that, it gives your defensive backs or gives these defensive backs time to come up and catch it. Now the game is getting tighter here. Now Southeast doesn't look. They don't have a lot of these plays in their playbook. They don't like to pass the ball here. And so now they're getting desperate here. We're going to see if they even try to attempt to run the ball.
2nd down and 10 after the incomplete pass. Baxter looking, and a inaccurate ball on the near sideline as it was intended for number 4, Caden Ward. He was open, had an opportunity for a gain of about 18 yards, but it goes a little too wide as it goes out of bounds. It brings up 3rd down and 10 from the 30-yard line of Lincoln Southeast. 2:11 to go, fourth quarter. 21-14, Lincoln East with a 7-point lead.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's not a time for Lincoln Southeast. There's no time to panic because there's plenty of time. The reason why they're panicking is because this is something that they're not prepared to do: is pass the ball, be explosive on offense. And sometimes when you play so conservative, you lose games like this.
Baxter back to pass. Chaddock gets pressure. Baxter running, finds Coffee right at the marker, and that's going to be enough for a first down. What a play by Owen Baxter, finds Ashton Coffee, and it's going to be a 10.5-yard gain. Good for a Southeast first.
That was a great play by Owen Baxter. Great catch. But, again, I'm not sure you have a ref right there, 63 with a good tackle on Caden Cheddock. That's a big call to miss at the point of attack right there when he could have a game-sealing sack against Owen Baxter.
1:40 to go, fourth quarter. Quick pass out near side. Coffee once again. It's a wide receiver pass, and it's tied by Applegate. Inside the 20, inside the 15, and he's taken down by his back pad inside the 5, and it's going to be 1st and goal for Lincoln Southeast. Just when you think they've used all their trick plays, they pull one out of the book, and they use it, and it executed perfectly for a 1st and goal. 1:29 to go here in the fourth quarter, and the Knights are on the doorstep of getting 6 points.
Lincoln Southeast went to the trick play coaches clinic this offseason. They have ran trick plays better than most college teams that we'll see this weekend, and so now they're in scoring position to tie this game up.
1st and goal, Butenbach untouched, and the Knights are 1 extra point away from tying it up with 1:26 to go here in the fourth quarter.
As much as it's 21 answer points at Lincoln Southeast down in the dirt, at the losers league, you had people leaving. The play and the game hinged on that late hit call when they were backed up in their own red zone. Gave them momentum to Southeast, gave them a little bit of life, got them, open the playbook a little bit. Then again, the trick play that they ran, essentially a toss, throw to the slot, wide receiver, fake or slant and go. Great play there by Southeast, better execution. High ball game here, but listen here. If I'm Lincoln East, this is what we like right here, right? We're going tempo. We know your defense is tired. You ain't stopped us in 3 series in a row. 1:26 with Jeter Worthley and Bauman. This is what we're made for. We got a barn burner here, folks. We might be here all night.
21-21 between Lincoln Southeast and Lincoln East. The Spartans had initially scored 21 unanswered to take a 21-14 lead. They were down at the start of this fourth quarter, 14-0 to Lincoln Southeast. But here with 1:26 to go in the ball game, or in regulation, I should say, we're all knotted up at 21 apiece. So Lincoln East will get the football back. Lincoln Southeast, the fans have been rejuvenized right below us, and Lincoln East will have another crack at it. And in the last 8 minutes of game time, Jay, their offense has been unstoppable.
Yeah, and so look, Lincoln East, no need to panic. You expect Southeast to score, right? Even when there's that much time.
Yep.
And Southeast maybe doesn't have an elite passing attack. They have elite competitiveness and coaching staff over there to get these guys prepared and I'm telling you, the trick plays are called at the right time. They're not forced. They're executed really well, so it's just part of their offense. And so in these big games like this, you got to pull out all stops because there's a lot of pride on the line, and plus you want to get that first win in the win column this year.
Both of these teams 0-1 as this kickoff fielded inside the 5, and here we go up the far sideline, cutting back and taken down just after the 20-yard line at the 22 or 23. So now let's see what Jeter Worthy, the Michigan baseball commit, is made of. He won a state title back in the spring with the baseball team. He was not part of the Legion team in the summer that made it to the World Series final. But with 1:20 to go, he has a chance to lead an 80-second drive down, and they're going to need 77 yards to put points on the board in form of a touchdown. It's going to be pistol formation, 2 wideouts near side. They do have a tight end on the left side of the offensive line. They send Burhoop in motion. He had a big interception to eventually put the Spartans up by 7. Worthy surveying, has plenty of time, throws downfield, has a receiver, and it's just out of reach for guess who? Noah Burhoop.
Swagalicious. Noah Burhoop had 2 steps on him, and he didn't get into his route as far as the stop and go fast enough. Good pass there by Jeter Worthy, just a little bit overthrown. If they would have got that and scored, this would have been one of the most exciting games we had called in our short time of calling games with each other.
1:13 to go, fourth quarter. Jeter Worthy gets the play from Dash Bauman and now relays it to the rest of the offense. They break the huddle, ball on the own 23-yard line of Lincoln East. 5 seconds on the play clock, shotgun formation. Worthy back to pass, has to step up, and he goes down. Jeter Worthy sacked as guess who? Number 28, Bryson Ebeler records his second sack of the game. He stepped up, filled the gap right where Jeter Worthy wanted to go, and he sent him down to the turf.
Yeah, it's 3rd down for Lincoln East, and what you want to do is get a play that you get your best play right now, right? And so go back to what's worked, but don't force it because if you don't get it, Lincoln Southeast is going to get the ball back with a little bit less than a minute left. And so you have to be smart. You got to be aggressive because you have plenty of time to score. But these first 2 plays, actually, it's 3rd and 17. So unless you have Andy Reid's play with Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill from a couple years ago, and Patrick Mahomes, you have to be real smart. Now, I will look for this is to Lincoln East to maybe go no backs, right? 5 wide, spread the field out. Worst case scenario, Jeter Worthy breaks the pocket, and they've done a really good job in scramble drill, hitting some big plays. But then also he's athletic enough to make 1 or 2 guys miss and get a big first down.
1:04 remaining here in quarter number 4. 3rd down and 17. Jay, at this point, are you just dumping it off on a halfback screen on some kind of high percentage pass or maybe even a run just to eat up some clock? Southeast just used their final timeout, so at least 25 seconds is going to run off the clock after this play. Do you decide to just run it, keep it, and play for overtime? What's the call here, man?
Well, I'm going with something to try to get one of my playmakers to play, and I call these dummy plays, see if they're dumb enough to miss a tackle, but it looked like Lincoln
Here we go.
is bringing the blitz.
East back to pass, Worthy escaping, stays in bounds, and now he's going to be forced out of bounds. Jay, that's the one thing you cannot do.
That is a la Adrian Martinez at home 2 or 3 years ago against Iowa. 3rd and 26. You can't run out of bounds.
So here
you have to keep the clock running.
Here we go. The clock stopped with Worthy going out of bounds. The ball is on the 15-yard line. The deepest return man is at the Spartans 45.
I'm line driving this thing until it hit the ground.
56 seconds. A good punt, forcing him back. It takes a bounce at the 50, goes across the Southeast 40-yard line and is down at the 38. Great punt by Lincoln East.
Just when Southeast had no life. A late hit penalty, questionable at best, gives them life. Trick play, one more, then a handoff to Budenbach, touchdown. Defense comes out against the offense they haven't stopped and seems like forever. Last 3 drives, 3 and out, and 7 yards in negative yards. Have the ball at their own 38 with their kicker now, right? Right? We saw him kicking at halftime. I'd envision they got to get as close as possible to at least the 25-yard line for a miraculous kick. To feel very comfortable, they got to get to the 20. So they got about 40 yards. So 40 yards with a little bit less than 40 seconds, defense has to defend.
So 3 wideouts to the top. Coffee in the slot. He's been real active here in the fourth quarter. Pass right side. Pass is going to be hauled in. Caught, stays in bounds. And how about that? After missing number 4, Caden Ward, multiple times tonight, he comes up big in the final 50 seconds. The clock will stop as they spot the ball and the chains get set, and they'll spike it at the 35-yard line of Lincoln East. So how about that?
Yeah, just one pass. Again, you could do it at the end of the half. You could do it at the beginning of a drive. We used to call them dummy plays. You're not calling anybody on East defense dumb, but are you a little bit of a knucklehead to miss the tackle, give up explosive play, run after catch, and that's usually what happens in these type of scenarios. But if I'm East, I don't panic, right? I play defense, defend the 20-yard line, make them beat you. Don't give them anything else
and
cheap.
Keep them in bounds. Baxter back to pass. Noah Peterson.
He's lucky. Noah Peterson has been flat out unstoppable.
And now if you're Lincoln Southeast, you got to clock this ball back at the 46-yard line, and you have 13 seconds, and it is 4th down and 21.
You better down this ball. Listen, I don't know who Noah Peterson's parents are, okay? But I'm going to tell you this right now. Mama, there goes that man. He has been flat out unstoppable. Two-way player, giving people the business as an offensive guard, comes into the defensive line and pretty much has controlled the whole game. He has destroyed any momentum Southeast has right now. 2 sacks, 1 huge quarterback hit, and he's looking to get East into overtime.
Lincoln Southeast is keeping the offense on the field. It's 4th and 21 at the Spartans 46. Baxter back to pass.
There he goes.
Looking, steps up, and he's taken down from behind. And now there's going to be a penalty flag. And Jay, if this goes 15 yards ahead, that's going to be on the edge of field goal or at least a Hail Mary opportunity.
But what's the call, though? It wasn't a face mask.
It was not. Are they going to say he drove him down? It was thrown. So Caden Cheddock came from behind and made a really good hit. And he's even sitting there going, what's going is on me? And the officials and Steve Nelson's crew convening right at midfield. And this is monumental. Because if this is an unnecessary roughness, this will go 15 yards and potentially put Southeast in range. It's going to be a personal foul against the Spartans. And so 15 yards. There are 5 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. And, Jay, they might still not be in field goal range.
Who's the call on them?
It would have been on the tackle, Caden Cheddock, for
tackling too hard?
Driving him into the ground, I suppose. So here you are.
Hey, look, man, I get that you got to throw flags. But you're throwing too many flags here now. You got to let them finish the game.
So here you are, 5 seconds remaining, trips out to the far side. Williams, the lone receiver on the near side. Baxter, back to pass, throws, end zone, and it's going to be knocked down. We're going to overtime. Jay, man.
I mean, I'm amazed right now at this game.
Jay.
It was literally slow, lethargic. Southeast had control of the game. East came back and got control. Southeast tied the game up. So East was looking to have that sack and get their chance at a Hail Mary. Unnecessary roughness. Now we go into overtime. Nick, do you know the high school overtime rules?
So we're going to have a short break here as it's going to be somewhat of a change of a quarter. We'll be back in about 90 seconds, and we'll preview the overtime between Lincoln East and Lincoln Southeast as we're all knotted up at 21 at the end of regulation. Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman with you. Do not go anywhere. If anything about these last 9 minutes of ball game have told you or taught us anything, Jay Foreman, do not go anywhere. We'll be right back on 93.7 The Ticket.
When it comes to tackling your fall projects, having the right equipment can make a huge difference. At Sunbelt Rentals, they have an extensive line of tools and equipment to help complete any job. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators for you tailgaters, and much more. Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln, or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Babe, pack your bags. We're going to Vegas.
Vegas?
We just got the estimate from the wedding caterer, and we're going to have to elope.
Actually, Members Own Credit Union is offering no-fee home equity lines of credit. We can borrow what we need with equity from the house.
Wait, so we can keep the bacon wrap dates for the cocktail hour?
We can keep the bacon wrap dates. From wedding bells to trekking the globe and everything in between, capture your dreams your way with a no-fee Members Own Credit Union home equity line of credit. Learn more at membersownheloc.org. Limitations may apply. Equal housing lender.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Boy, oh boy, what an evening and what a football game it's been. We are heading to overtime, all knotted up at 21 points apiece between Lincoln Southeast and Lincoln East here at Seacrest Field. Nick Sainert and Jay Foreman with you guys, taking you later than maybe we expected into your Friday evening between the Spartans.
We love it, though. It's energy, power pack, overtime. Never would have thought it. 7 minutes and 4 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Great job by both teams handling the momentum shifts, showing the hearts of champions, right? Playing against your rival all the way to the end.
So overtime rules are this: 4 downs from, I believe, the 10-yard line. So it's basically first and goal. Spartans will have it to start. They'll be going towards the north end zone here at Seacrest Field. And here they are on first down at the 10-yard line. Worthy turns, hands it off. Bauman, right side, cuts back, lowers his shoulder, and he gets tackled down at the 3-yard line. 7-yard gain by Dash Bauman brings up second down and short.
Nick, in your opinion, who does it favor starting at the 10? East or Southeast? I mean, both of them have been established in the run.
The way that Lincoln East offense has been playing in the fourth quarter, it's got to be the Spartans. Right. It's got to be the Spartans at this point. Second down and goal from the 3-yard line. We're all knotted up at 21 apiece here at Seacrest. Worthy in the shotgun. A running back to each hip. He turns, hands it off the other way. Bauman cuts, touchdown.
That was pretty easy. It's just, same old soup, just reheated. Business as usual. Lincoln East runs their Division I running back, linebacker twice. Dash Bauman, 2 carries, touchdown, pay dirt. Lincoln East looks to go up by 7 points. The one thing I wanted to, I'm really interested in, if you win on first down, if you're Lincoln East, right? Mm-hmm. And you hold your head above water as it gets closer, does the Lincoln Southeast play calling change for the simple fact that they like to get, 4 or 5 yards off the first carry? And what do? Does Owen Baxter make some plays with his legs? Because now the pressure goes. Look, there's no more time left. You have to score a touchdown. Lincoln East showed you. And look, the Lincoln Southeast defense is walking over. They have what Dom Capers used to call, who was my coach in Houston, the loser's lean. When you get scored on rather easily, you're coming down, your dauber's down. You don't know whose fault it was or what you're going to do to stop them. So the Lincoln East defense feels very confident coming on the field, knowing they need 4 downs to stop them to get in the pay dirt, and the game's over. Coming back from a 14-point deficit has been huge for them. And can they finish the deal? Can this defense answer the bell one more time? They've done it numerous times tonight. With their backs against the wall, can they do it again?
So here we go, Southeast with it on the 10-yard line. Baxter back to pass, touchdown! 1 play, 6 points, and now the pressure falls on Connor Nolenberg for the play, or excuse me, for the point after touchdown or try here to tie it up.
Baxter, phenomenal play fake, a la Peyton Manning. Fooled the whole East defense that was selling out against the 2 tight end set, 2 back set. Lincoln Southeast came out with, threw it to Caden Ward. Big catch. Been looking for him all game. Came up big the last 2 drives. We haven't listened. We're 1 extra point away. Some more overtime. We might be here all night. We went to 12:30 last night. You know what, Nick? We might as well let them play all the way tonight.
The point after is up, and it is good. So now we will go to overtime number 2. And
how many
here
times
we go?
And how many times does it go? Then you have to go for 2.
So I'm searching as we speak on the NSA manual. So now Lincoln East will get the football back. And normally Lincoln East would then send their defense out once again. But instead, Southeast, that's how he is in college. But instead, Southeast defense will be there.
Well, they need to get no. I think is it Lincoln East offense or Lincoln East defense? I think it's Lincoln East. You're right. Lincoln East defense is back out there again. Look, if I'm Lincoln East defense, I'm like, okay, we gave up a trick play. We know they're going to run it this time. Now they got to play football. So even though you gave up a quick 7 points, look, they've been trick playing you all night, right? Have they beat you lining up and playing football? Not so much. So now you gotta assume, and then obviously go out there and execute that they got to line up and beat you for 4 downs. So now you're defending against 10 yards versus, say you tackled them at the 9-yard line. It's a foregone conclusion they're going to score. So now you're actually starting overtime again. Lincoln East defense has got to step up here. They have given up too many trick plays, too many explosive plays, and you got to think. You know what, Nick? Remember when Noah Anderson went and hit Owen Baxter, right? Or Noah Peterson, and he missed Cam Ward on that play that would have been a touchdown. What did they do? Came right back to it, shorter distance, on the money to tie the game. Look, man, this has been a great coaching job by both of these coaches. Great coaching job by the Lincoln Southeast offensive coordinator or play caller to add some innovativeness and explosiveness to this Lincoln Southeast offense that sometimes can be monotonous and boring. Yeah. And now you have a 28-28 tie game in overtime.
So now Baxter, it'll be play action once again. He's going to have to keep it himself, spins around and gets hit hard and driven all the way back past the 20-yard line. However, forward progress on where Owen Baxter had maintained, I should say, leverage
only
is going to be a 5-yard loss back at the 15.
But see, now that's good, though, right? So you always play to the echo of the whistle. 5-yard loss for the Lincoln East defense. Now, Southeast isn't a innovative passing game or passing team like Lincoln East, right? More space probably favors them. More space for Lincoln Southeast. They're going to have to dial up unique plays. So this is an adjustment period for the Lincoln East defense to try to stop this play right here.
Pass to Washington on the near side goes through his hands. It falls incomplete, and he had a little bit of running room there. Jay Foreman brings up 3rd down and goal here in the second overtime from the 15-yard line for the Knights. The Spartans will get another opportunity.
You have a couple new defenders for this Lincoln Spartan defense. Didn't know what they were doing. Caused confusion at the 2nd and 3rd level. Lincoln Southeast saw it, went back to Dallas Washington, the play that they scored a touchdown on before, right through his hands. They had him dead in the rights because I think the alley filler, which was the safety, right, was Langenfeller, had too far to go to catch Dallas Washington, 2 downs to get 15 yards. See, it's a lot different when you're 3rd and 15 in the field or during the game because okay, worst case scenario, we can punt. Yep. Or if we want to go 4-down territory, we want to get 5 yards. Well, if you only get 5 yards or 6 yards, it's 4th and 9, and you have to score, right? We saw that last night. Defend the goal line. Heels at the goal line, make them throw it over your head, make a play on the ball, and then you give it back to your offense.
So we have a timeout on the field. I believe the Spartans took this timeout. Once again, Lincoln East had scored 21 unanswered in the final 9 minutes and change of the fourth quarter to take a 21-14 lead. They were down 14-0 with 9 minutes left in regulation. And then a big interception by Noah Burhoot put the Spartans down inside the Knights' 10-yard line, and they scored on one play to take a 21-14 lead. A wide receiver pass, another trick play, allowed the Knights to get on the doorstep, and they punched it in. And now a touchdown each in overtime. Baxter back to pass on third down, rolls to the right, throws it into the end zone, and it's out of reach. However, there is a penalty marker at the 24.
Let me ask you this, Nick. Coach Nick, right? We're not playing PlayStation.
Yep.
We're not playing Madden 2024. Do you take the penalty and make it 3rd and 25? Or do you make it 4th and 15?
I think you trust your defense. Lincoln East has been able to.
Well, it looks like they're taking it.
Lincoln East has been able to.
Like they're not very good at PlayStation.
That's fine.
They're going for
I would say it this way: is
they're
that
going for a field goal.
you know
Well, then you got to take it now if they bring the field goal unit on, right?
that's what I was saying. You accept that penalty.
Yeah.
You go 3rd and 15. You make them go back another 10 yards.
Right. Yeah.
And you're playing soft coverage. So now
you have to take the penalty.
So now here it is, Jay. 4th down, and Connor Nolenberg is on the field to attempt what is a 32-yard field goal. The kick is up. It is not long enough, and it is no good.
Well, that was the right decision. We were wrong. That's why we're not.
So there you go.
That's why we're not on esports team by Amon Green.
I suppose
thought
so.
I was pretty good at Madden. You know what? He checked my Madden ratings, and I wasn't ranked in the top 25. That's why Gingrey is the head coach, and I'm calling it.
So here we are. Lincoln East will have 1st and goal from the 10. They need any points at all. We saw their kicker, Connor Ney, during halftime, hitting from 54 yards comfortably. And here they have it at the Knights 10 and just need any points at all. Is there any play here, Jay, other than a Dash Bauman carry?
Jeter Worthy carry.
There you go. So here we go. 1st and goal. Southeast crowding that line. They turn. They hand it off Bauman right side, and great tackle. And that's all you can do. If you're Southeast defense, try to get Bauman down as close to the line of scrimmage as possible. Make it as difficult as you can on the special teams unit of Lincoln East. And who knows, maybe the Spartans, as they have, maybe not in the fourth quarter, but through quarters 1, 2, and 3, hurt themselves with a penalty.
Yeah, I mean, you just never know. It's never over until it's over. That's why you keep playing. You've seen teams fumble and a defense pick it up and return it for a touchdown. So, look, this game is far from over.
Turns hand keeper Worthy up the middle, bounces off one of his own blockers, and gets taken down inside the 5 at the 4. So Jeter Worthy gets 6 yards on that one, brings up 3rd down and goal.
Do you just run
and
it
I
up the middle?
believe
Do you just run it up the middle to get it to where your kicker needs it, or is he bringing the kicker out right now to end the game?
they're having looks like they're bringing out their kicker, Colin Ney. It's going to be the ball at the 4-yard line. It'll be a 21-yard attempt. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is good.
The walk-off.
Lincoln East comes all the way back.
Like Return of the Jedi. Listen, I told you about last year. Southeast was up 14-0 last year. Lost the game. Lincoln East said, you know what? All we got to do is hang around. Hang out. All Lincoln East did was hang out for 3.5 quarters. I mean, Nick, they had no life.
Yep.
They hung out for 3 quarters and came back to win that game right there. There's a lot of disappointed nights right there, but Lincoln East came back and earned that victory.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to have the Elway Power Sports of Lincoln post-game show and try to sum up this incredible game that we just witnessed that finalizes Lincoln East 31, Lincoln Southeast 28. The Spartans come all the way back after being down 14-0. And let's dissect it when we come back here in about a minute, right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, and they've scouted out the best Kawasaki side-by-side deals for you. Score up to $2,500 off the 2023 Kawasaki Teryx and up to $1,000 off Mule Pro FX and FXCs. Whether you want to handle the toughest task in a trusted, tried and true mule or looking to dominate adventure in a Teryx, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of Kawasaki side-by-sides in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down. Offer valid through 9/30/2023. Subject to change without notice. Offer available on approved purchases of select new unregistered Kawasaki vehicles. Model and year exclusions apply. Cannot be combined with promotional retail financing rates.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Career Days will provide you with a hands-on experience as you learn alongside SCC faculty and students and industry partners. Explore careers in healthcare, construction, ag, automotive, manufacturing, engineering, power sports, transportation, or technology. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Back to the Elway Power Sports of Lincoln postgame show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Jay Foreman, Nick Sainert back here at Seacrest Field, 31-28. The final score here at Seacrest. The Spartans, after being down 14-0 with 8.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, come all the way back and win it in double overtime against Lincoln Southeast. Lincoln Southeast drops to 0-2 on the year. Lincoln East, after losing last week against Kearney, they now improve to 1-1. Jay, this is the Elway Power Sports of Lincoln post-game show. Check out their new and pre-owned inventory online at elwaypslincoln.com. Jay, what in the world did we just see from Lincoln East?
Well, we saw a team that's going to fight all the way to the end. Really didn't look good offensively for three quarters. To be frank, I think they got out-coached a little bit in the sense of Southeast hit them with multiple trick plays or off-schedule plays. But one thing I would say about the coaching staff of East is they leaned on what's been known, their defense, and they came up big. And then once they got a little glimpse of momentum in life in that offense, the points came in bunches and droves, 21 unanswered. Southeast was helped by a personal foul call to allow them to tie the game up. You go into overtime, and then what happens? Then, they ran not a trick play, but a tight end delay, easy score. You get a 5-yard loss, a missed play or a drop pass, another potential loss, and decide, you know what? We don't think that you guys can make that 38 or 40-yard field goal. Missed it, brings East out there, and their offense comes out there, and they seal the deal. Look, I think what East did is they went up tempo, and it made Jeter Worthy play more free. It brought the rhythm back in their offense. It brought the continuity back from their offense, defense, and special teams, and that's how they were able to score. Was it 21 points in less than 4 minutes? And it was led by their defense, but it was also, you got to give Gingrey and the offensive staff, and mainly Gingrey, because I think he calls the plays, give him a ton of credit because he decided at whatever point to go up tempo with his quarterback and their weapons, and it paid off tenfold.
Once again, your final score, 31-28, Lincoln East in miraculous fashion, right? We thought the Spartans were not going to be able to get anything going on offense, and give credit to the Knights defense for that as well. I mean, the Knights defense, both defenses, right, although this is combined for over 50 points in a game, both defenses played relatively well, especially in regulation and especially through the first three quarters of this one.
Yeah, they did. And, one thing I felt like Lincoln East, they allowed Lincoln Southeast to be too comfortable, right? Too comfortable. No, thank you. They do too comfortable of lining up where they wanted, and they really stifled that East offense. Both defenses are excellent. They'll be right in the hunt for the city title, be in the playoffs, and you got to look for. If I'm the Southeast coach, I'm thinking about improvement. thinking about what did we do right, wrong, or indifferent to get a 14-point lead. Then what did we do the exact opposite to lose that lead when we controlled the game momentum-wise, physicality-wise, and actually athlete-wise? When you think and look into both rosters, that's what they got to do. You got to really, it's gonna sting a little bit because this is the game they wanted to win. And then if I'm East, I'm celebrating this win. And I'm saying this is the way we should play. I'm really thinking about starting the games at tempo, maybe not all games, but to get this offense rolling, have it as something that when they do that, they look really good.
Yeah.
But the physicality of East, that is a lot different than last year. They're bigger on the lines. They're faster on the edges. I like their corners, right? I like Bauman. I like Jeter Worthley. And then I like the timely passing when they started to get into a little bit of tempo, to get other guys in the game. And that's what won them the game. I mean, when you think of East, the multiple guys that were able to get, whether it's Owen Lezick, right? Luke Lindquist, Noah Burhoop, right? The big interception. Yeah. And then let's not forget about my man that had cramps, Kelby Zimmerman, had multiple big catches and big defensive stops. It was a pure team effort by Lincoln East. They should be proud of being able to come back and, beat that crosstown rival of Southeast Knights.
Once again, your final score from Seacrest Field. After being down 14-0, the Spartans score 21 points straight and unanswered against Lincoln Southeast. Then the Knights, who had multiple trick plays, throughout the entire ball game and executed them well, called them at the right time.
Yeah.
They get all the way inside the 5 on a pass to Caden Ward to then tie it up at 21 apiece. We go to overtime. The Knights and Spartans exchange touchdowns in the first overtime. The Knights miss a 30-plus yard field goal in overtime number 2. Yeah. And once the Spartans got down inside the 5, they gave it to their kicker, number 40, Colin Ney.
Right.
And he has plenty of leg to get it through the
umpire. He's out there celebrating. He's having a good old time. Look at him. Hey, yep. Colin's again. Colin, he's got some fun. Is he asking somebody?
Wait, is he asking somebody to homecoming?
Ask somebody to homecoming?
Wait a minute.
Colin,
did he just kick that field goal and ask him to homecoming?
Hey, you know what he did, Nick? He kicked the field goal.
Wait a minute.
And then he outkicked his coverage. Go ahead, Colin.
He's asking a Lincoln Southeast cheerleader.
Colin's
he just beat her team.
Yeah.
He just beat her team, and now she said yes to homecoming. How about that?
Good job, Colin.
Colin Ney.
That's what it's about.
On an unbelievable evening.
Yeah.
Kicks the game-winning field goal, and then he gets a Lincoln Southeast cheerleader to go to homecoming with him.
Good for him, man.
How about that?
And look, man, these games, these rivalry games,
that's special.
They make memories and stuff like that. Colin, definitely, my man. I seen him going through the handshake line. He was definitely hyped. Good for him. If you get a chance to follow him, he's done. He's a great kid. And hey, look, he had a double victory.
Whoa.
They
just turned the lights out on us.
I don't know where you got to do, but you got to get.
It's time for us to get out of Seacrest Field.
Yeah,
what a game! Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We hope you had as much fun, but not as much fun as we did calling this game. Jay, it's always a pleasure, my man.
Yes, sir.
Lincoln Southeast has Papillion La Vista next Thursday. Lincoln East will host Lincoln Southwest next Friday. Unfortunately,
we will not be on.
We will not be here. Jay and I will be hanging out in Boulder along with the rest of the 93.7 The Ticket crew. So we're off next Friday, but we're back at it next the following week on September 15th. Jay, we're going Class B action. Norris at Waverly. We got to make a little bit of a trek up to Waverly.
That's all right.
But it's going to be all right as we turn our sights to Class B action out on September 15th. We're out of here for the Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman, Nick Sainert. Thanks to Carter Longy back in the studio. Unbelievable game. Spartans come back and win it 31-28 here in week 2, and they are now 1-1 on this young season. Good night from Seacrest Field, and this has been high school football on 93.7 The Ticket.